Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Sorry,
to
that comes so quick.
Well, hey.
That's what he said.
Never mind. We're not going to go there tonight. But anyway, we're here, Cannoli Connection. Me and Mrs. Sassy, the newly named Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch. She had to get out of my shadow. It was enough of living.
Well,
under
he
me.
did. Wait, you did allow me to keep your last name.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in general, though, there's no cannoli anymore.
No, but we're still Sasquatches. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. Well, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
So anyway,
of course.
Episode 11 this week, and we have a special guest on who, very interesting person. Been wanting to talk to him for a long time. Got a lot of interesting stories. Somebody who's been on the show, on my Monday show, quite often, and yeah, he's making the rounds, editing for a bunch of people. Came out with an awesome video just last week, talking about some subjects that we're going to touch on here today. But yeah, we're going to bring him on. It's got a fun name. I love him. This is the one and only Bag Face.
Hello, sir.
Up? I like that you like my name. That's dope.
Well, somebody's got to.
Well,
like
we will ask you how you came across that name because we do like to ask people that.
Good.
So
It's good.
that'll be one of the
He's
questions.
like, it's good. It's one of the good ones.
It's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Happy Friday. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm good. I bought a whole bunch of things. You know,
I like
when
buying
you
things.
Yeah, it makes
It's
you
fun.
feel really good.
Yes.
And I switched my setup around, so now I'm gonna start streaming a lot. So
Good.
I bought a whole bunch of stream things. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Streaming stuff.
Did you run this by your bosses, Platoon and Cynic?
Oh no. They they don't really care, you know, like not
Yeah.
that they don't care, but they're like, yeah, here's a video. I want it back in 2 days. And I'm like, cool, I'll be in a dungeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I
little-
get 5 days, you know.
Your little Canadian dungeon down there, and you just stay there. And
It's coming along nicely, though. You did show. Oh, little Platoon. Hold on 1 second. I just
what's
saw
up,
this.
Platoon?
Platoon's
He's-
nicer. Platoon gave me a
Is
ton
he-
of
is he-
time.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
because it's because his are longer, so he needs time for
Yeah.
perfection.
I'm also pretty quick. I'm getting quicker, which
Yeah,
I've realized
that's
is
good.
unfortunate because I'm like an hourly slave. So
Hmm.
like the better I get, the less I get paid. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's always a
Yeah,
negative.
it's just
Or
get really
the better
high
you
or
get,
something.
the more people will hire you, and then the busier you'll be. So that's good too.
Also true.
That's also good.
true.
With uninspired reviewer, what's up there? But too many.
Why don't you start through the top of the comments, and we'll just go down then, since people are coming in. Do you want to start, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that because I have things to do over here. Talk to our
Like what?
guest. God damn it!
All right. So Stephen Ransom is here.
So,
Y'all
yeah.
have been thinking, is Bagface literally me? I'm not sure. Good
He might be.
question. Logical
Bagface is
Spock is here.
He's us and everyone and himself.
We are all
Same
big.
time.
Oh yeah, so Stephen actually shared your video that you put out a few days ago, and he watched the story as we all did the other day. Your video, and yeah, so it would be very interesting to talk to you further tonight. The wheel
Yeah.
snakes, hello.
He's like, yeah, I can't wait.
I'll listen.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Jay, hey Jay, what's up? For the sake of the comments, this is my old person bedtime, but I'll hang out as this is past
I
my
feel you,
old
buddy.
person bedtime.
One of my
Well, I
favorite
am
homies.
Nice. Yeah, I always forget the time difference because we're so early here, but it's okay.
And then speaking
Thank
of time difference, what is it, like 4 in the
Yeah.
morning?
It's really early there. The sun must be coming up soon for Mr.
Yeah.
Uninspired. So
And
Thank you.
there's one of our channel members. Hello, sir.
hello,
Thank you
Mr.
for stopping
Glenn
by.
Bush. How you doing, sir? Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate you. Go ahead,
yeah.
man.
So Bagface, how did
Start
you
with
come
the
up
name.
with this name? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Name?
interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta get up for this one. So
No, do it. Move
I got-
around. Get the juices
ready?
flowing.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We're here.
I got this little tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. So there's a funny story,
Ah.
and it ties
Okay.
into everything else. But
Please do.
Perfect.
Me and one of the other dudes that was in my band a long time ago, we started a clothing line called Sad Boys Social Club, and the little bag face guy was our logo.
Nice.
And then we made the mistake of bringing our clothing line to like a show that we were playing, like a bigger concert, and one of the dudes in one of the bigger bands was like, "This is really cool," and bought a shirt, and then started a clothing line of his own called Sad Boys Social Club. Or
What?
Sad Boys Club, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
What a sneaky prick.
became really rich off of it.
Nice. Oh, good.
Right. That's fun. That's cool. And then so I got this tattoo when we were on tour. Like we were staying at a house one night, and this girl had a tattoo gun, and like the guy in my band was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to tattoo," because he was like an artist. He drew a lot. I was like, "Dude, you can tattoo me." And he's like, "What should we do?" And I was like, "Do bag face." And he was like, "Cool," because that's what we called the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And then after everything went down, I saw this fucking tattoo on my knee, and I was like, you know what? Just to like piss this dude off for when he eventually finds my YouTube channel, I'm gonna call my YouTube channel Bagface, and then he
Good
can
for you.
come and
Has
be
he
like,
found you?
"Oh." No, not yet.
Not yet.
I've been very secret. They found me a whole bunch of times right after it all happened, and it was really fucking annoying because I just kept getting banned off of everything.
Right.
And then this one's been YouTube's really big, so I feel like it's hard to stumble upon things.
Yeah,
you know,
That's a very good point. Yeah, you have to search things out, I think, sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah.
There was one person that found me, but it was that nice person that I talked about that like actually
Yes.
believed me. Yeah, they found me, so that was weird, but
Nice.
yeah.
Hey, Jacob.
What's up, Jacob? It's only 8 p.m. here,
Yeah,
dude.
no,
Oh,
I think there's always a good story behind. Was that your first tattoo or no?
No, my first one was actually there's like a bird hidden in my sleeve.
Okay.
And it says mom. So
Gotcha.
I thought it'd be a good idea to get a mom tattoo first, so she couldn't get too mad at me.
Nice.
And she was very excited.
Do you have a black sleeve?
Almost. I'll have the rest of it done at the beginning of October.
Dude, there's this girl on TikTok called
It's a
Valkyrie
racist
that I
question.
follow. Have you seen her on TikTok, Valkyrie?
No, I haven't.
Dude, she has a whole, she looks like freaking Iron Man. She has a whole black sleeve all the way down here. And then she's working on, she wants to eventually cover most of her body, but she posts videos and she says it's with the one of the most painful tattoos to get color like that. Is that true?
It's like the most insane thing I've ever sat through.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking excruciating.
So why
like,
do it? Tell me, please.
So
Because it's cool looking, I know.
it is cool looking. I enjoy it.
It is. It looks good.
This arm was kind of like it was a whole bunch of bands that I really liked. And it was kind of like my music sleeve. And then I've like kind of been, you know, I
you covered it up.
Yeah. So I like covered up. There's like stuff underneath. You can see underneath. So this is all going to be flowers and stuff. It's going to go all the way up. But yeah. And then it kind of just felt like that part of me died a little bit. So I was like, why not? I'll just go black. Cause it's like,
I was going to say, are you
cool.
not black enough? Is that why
you know what they say? Once you go black. I mean,
right? Yeah. That's the thing. Is now I'm like, should I black out my leg? Because that would be cool. That would look neat.
There you go. One leg and one arm. You could just be like, I've seen that tattoo. I've seen her getting that tattoo, and she's got some neck stuff done too. And she says like right here on the collarbone. Because when I had this one done, it went over just a little bit to the collarbone, and that was like, I can't even see it. I don't even know which way I'm going. This right here is like the most painful part.
Yeah,
right here by the collarbone was very, very sensitive. So I couldn't imagine like just like over and over and over and over.
The weird thing is like, so usually when you get tattooed, you know, they'll like go over it once, maybe twice if they're like doing it. And for black stuff, he goes in like, he basically had to make my arm really swollen and then tattoo over it like really, really hard again after it was swollen. I was like, oh, this is never ending. Yeah.
What's your favorite tattoo so far?
My favorite, I can't show you because it's you know.
Is it on your wiener?
No, it's my back.
Okay.
My back is like you've ever seen Princess Mononoke? It's a Ghibli movie.
Yes.
It's like an anime movie.
Oh, okay.
But I have a big anime girl's face on my back with like a big wolf above it.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's still not done, but Yeah, I like the animes. I got a lot of anime tattoos. They're just all hiding all the time, so no one thinks I'm a weeb.
I know that's
not a
hard
bad
when you get a tattoo and it's covered up. My first one, I was 37 years old and having a midlife crisis, so I decided to go big and do this one. And this is my dog's paw print right here.
Oh, that's adorable.
And in the middle of, because I'm obsessed. Good Lord, I'm obsessed with sunflowers, so I did that with the sunflower, and then this is the mental health awareness ribbon.
Nice.
And then I've got on the back here, I have mine and my daughter's birth flowers. So I just have a shoulder piece and then 2 little ones on my arm. But, you know, I always wanted to do tattoos, and I was going to do something small. But why do something small? Just
go big or go home.
And that's what I did. So
Yep.
the first one was the flower, and then I went and added leaves to it. And then, like, every year for my birthday, I started adding to it. So,
Canola, you don't have anything?
I don't actually. No, not yet. No.
It's weird. I didn't really think about it when I started out, but when you're large, it's much more expensive.
It's a lot more area to cover.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, an arm is this much. They're like, your arm's big. It's gonna be a lot. Just annoying.
More pain and more pain for me and more money to dish out.
Yep.
It's true. It's true. What do you want to start, Cannoli, after our tattoo talk?
No, I mean,
tattoo sometimes.
Yeah, it's so I know Bagface, we got a very interesting past, but before we get into that, did you ever think or have an inkling that you would be doing any kind of content creating? You were doing music stuff, you were doing other stuff, but was content creation ever like a thought when YouTube was starting to get popular?
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to always start a YouTube channel for years, and right before I got canceled for like the last 4 months of my existence, I was on Twitch. I was like 10 hours a day, 6 days a week streaming on Twitch pretty much, which was fucking crazy. And that kind of got me into the content creation mode. And then like back in the day, like I was the dude who like I recorded all our stuff. I would like engineer our stuff. I'd always like either helped shoot, like I'd actually be like hands on camera, or I always edited our music videos and stuff like that. So I've kind of always been creating like content that ends up on YouTube or somewhere. So it felt like a natural progression in a way, even though it's YouTube's a really different space. It's really weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you just feel like a friggin' drop in an ocean of whales.
YouTube is massive, and that's the thing. You see all these bigger YouTubers, and you're like, how the hell? You forget that it took them a long time.
That is true.
To get
sorry, you're getting shit already from across the pond.
And like I'll fully admit, when I was streaming on Twitch, like I transformed content. I would defend that I did that because I got a lot to say. So there's not really a time I'm just gonna let a video play out. But mainly what I did was just watch videos. It was good. I know Platoon knows this pain, but like I did journalism for a while. I didn't do written journalism, which thank fucking God I just did video journalism. But you kind of like that's kind of what the area I was in when I was on Twitch. I was very left, super left.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because
yeah, that's okay. I was a little on the left side too, once upon a time. So I get it.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can have like I said, a viewpoint, right? Your worldview is so different in one way, and then something happens, and you're like, oh, I've been on the maybe not on the wrong side, right? Because there's really no right side, especially.
Tim, you'll have to go back to the very beginning of the show. He did talk about his name, so at the very beginning, when you're done, just go back to the beginning, and he did explain it for you.
But yeah, especially as you get older and things happen, you start to realize, oh God, why have I been believing this ideology for so long? When it's like, not that one side's, like I said, right or wrong, especially these days, everything's so polarized, but you do change. You do change your worldview.
It's kind of what I realized. Like, I still fall pretty left, but what I've realized is like, there's a whole, like, everybody's like, I've got this article that proves this. And like, I was really stuck in the hole of like, someone has to be right. And then as I've grown older, I've realized that like, there is very, very few things in the world that you can actually ping down as like, that's true, correct, and like the right place to be, you know?
especially with all the information that's out there now. It's tough.
And it's hard. Like when you're talking about big political things and like the way countries work and like economic structures and all that, it's next to impossible to figure out like what is actually going to work properly and like why it works properly. Like, you know, you can look at America all fucking day and try to figure out why America was successful at one point. I don't want to say it is horribly successful anymore, but it's like you could pin down so many different reasons and everybody is justified in having their own position and their own reason as to why.
I think the biggest thing is that some people who maybe were leaning more left than center or were maybe in the middle, when one side goes super just off the rails, where the hardcore left just went in a direction the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever, that just was so crazy that they're even pushing their own people. Like you see people like Bill Maher, even who was a really hardcore liberal. He's like, I don't even understand what's going on, and he's fighting with these people on his own shows and in the media, and it's like, he's like, I don't get it. He's like, this is not what liberalism was supposed to be, and they're just taking everything too far.
Yeah, like. So, yeah, when I was streaming, like literally, like I was identified as socialist, you know, like I was fucking as far left as you could pretty much go, and I still had people like call me a Nazi and like a bunch of people, like it was just the most insane. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, is your purpose just to like be the most virtuous person in this space? Because that's weird. Because I take some of this shit, you know, and I take that shit seriously, like the battle of ideas and like actually like the way I popped off on Twitch. Well, not popped off, but the way I grew was actually the day Biden was elected. I was trolling through like Twitch streams and there was this dude who was like a pro-Trump guy and he was like talking about Biden. And I was like, yo, can I hop on? And he was like, sure. And they were the fucking nicest dudes. And I was like, yo, this is sick. And we had like good talks and like actually had differing opinions and could like discuss them.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of people are like that. I think the problem is that the media tries to portray everybody on either side as like the villain, and I think the whole Trump thing is everybody who votes for him or wants him to be wants him to be president. Thank you, Zelda. Is just like you said, they're Nazi. Like they just label them immediately as the enemy, and it's like
you got to be the extreme if you don't agree.
And then when you ask them why, and they give you an intelligent answer as to why you wanted him or why you thought he was even a good pro. What did he do right?
Yeah.
And some people are just like, nothing. He did. I was like, well, you can't say that because, listen, I wasn't an Obama fan, but I'm not going to say everything he did was wrong.
Exactly.
So it's like you got to pick and choose.
My argument was always like, Trump is no worse or better than anyone before or after. Like he as annoying as it is, he just wasn't really that, except for like, you know, making people really angry and kind of riling them up, which is like just his brand.
Right.
In my opinion. Yeah. It's just like he's pretty fucking basic. He's just
They're
a
all the
basic
same.
Republican. Exactly.
They promise you a bunch of bullshit to get into office. And then they just do what they want anyway. So
that's what they say. They're all part of the establishment. They're going to promise you the moon and the stars and end up doing the same thing that everybody else has done before.
But I've never seen a country get so divided than when
you haven't seen anything yet.
When Biden won
just wait.
And Trump lost, it was just I had to clean up my social media because I was so sick of just hearing about all the political bullshit because these people go to the total extremes and it's exhausting. I don't want to have my whole entire life politics, but like you said, it would be nice to have a good conversation to hear why you support your, president, why I support mine. And I would really love to sit down, and regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, I really want to sit down with somebody right now and say, what do you think Biden has done well for the country? Because I'm very curious, because from what I can see, it just seems like there's been a lot of struggles. So I want to see, because maybe I've missed it. Maybe I need to be educated. I want to know, but I would love to have a good, healthy conversation, but there's not a lot of people willing to do that.
No. It's like as soon as they realize that you're not either pro Biden or pro Trump, they're like, they're not willing to talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm very impressionable. Like I'm willing. What?
No, it's true.
No, it is. It is. So you're being asked a woman never tells his age.
Exactly. What do I look like? No, I just turned 32 like a few weeks ago.
What's better than Andrew and uninspired, like 20 years old or whatever the fuck they are.
Little babies.
Yeah, but
no,
listen,
I'm a 90s.
I'd rather be a little baby than where we're at, Cannoli.
No, not these days.
No.
I don't want to be a 20-year-old growing up in this time. I want to be where I'm at because I can see the finish line. Like my parents joke around. My dad, they're in their mid 70s, and they're like, "Thank God we're in our mid 70s."
Yeah,
like I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I can. I can't even I thought fucking high school was hard when I was in high school. I can't imagine that shit now.
Well, let me tell you, we have a 15-year-old, and it fucking sucks. Middle school is awful. Being a kid this day and age, and the amount of influence, and I talk about it a lot on my streams and stuff, the amount of influence that these kids feel and how it affects them. And I've lived it firsthand. That's why people think I'm full of shit when I'm like, no, I have real life experiences, but
yeah, we've lived it.
This day and age, these kids trying to grow up with all the social media influence is absolutely detrimental. It is not healthy. And there's nothing you could do. It's everywhere. Like,
well, and how do you stop your kid from going on social media, right?
You can't.
Like, it's very hard. I know parents will say, like, well, I'll take their phones away. I'll restrict
Go ahead.
It's like, yeah, but like there's still ways to access things outside of the house.
Well, yeah, and then there's like a certain benefit socially to being on social media, you know, like you need to be up on that shit. Yeah.
There is. And you know what? There are good things to social media. However, you really have to like stick in there to find it.
Even I have my moments because I have fucking OCD, right? So there are times
do you?
A little bit. When I'm working my regular job during the week and I'm trying to do like in between little breaks I have doing the YouTube stuff, advertising for the shows, and then Twitter goes off the rails sometimes, and I'm sitting there like, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm getting all these notifications from people and then email or messages from the co-host.
But not everybody feels that way. You feel like you have to respond to everything all at one time.
That's my autism. I'm like, I can't let this hang. So so like I put a lot of pressure on myself where I'm like, I could technically answer this at the end of the day. It's not like a life and death thing unless it's a real emergency.
Yeah.
But I do understand, like if I'm feeling that way, how does a kid who's a teenager feel when there's so much stuff coming at them and their brains aren't developed enough?
Well, and they're also trying to. So remember how you felt being a teenager, that awkward 13-year-old, and you didn't know who you were, and you were going through those weird phases, and then you have social media telling you, no joke, are you sure you're the right gender? Are you sure you feel? I'm telling you, it got my kid. It got my freaking kid. She went through a lot of it, and that's the thing, because it makes you question: Are you the right gender? Do you look the right way? Are you the right color? Are you the right ethnicity? Are you the right? I mean, and so it could, and you're already confused as it is being a 13-year-old kid, Andrew. And then to have all this on top of it,
it wraps up all that. Yo, shut up, laser eyes.
Listen, Stash Boy.
Fucking never even listened to Prince. You were born like post Michael Jackson's death. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Like it's weird too. I was thinking about that too. Like how hard it must be, because you're just really confused when you're that young. You're like trying to figure out who you are, and to have other people be like, "You're not confused. You're actually just not. You're actually just like this." Like, if I lean into that, does that help my confusion? And it never does, because you're just a
and then you're
kid,
part of something, because everybody's trying to figure out where they belong, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard enough when you're a teenager. So if it's like, oh, I'm going to go over here to this gender confused group because this looks like it's fun, and maybe I'll have some friends over here. It's just there's so much pressure on figuring out who you are, and I've never seen so many kids struggle. And I know there's mental health issues, but they're getting so much more worse. Like kids are struggling, and I really wish, no matter who was in office, I don't give a shit which side.
Well,
somebody's got to help with mental health. Somebody has got to help make it more affordable. Yeah. It's super hard in our country, even.
I agree, but it's never going to happen.
It's not a moneymaker. That's why.
I know.
It's not going to happen because they're
going to make Xanax free.
Exactly, and they're all in bed with the freaking drug corporations, insurance.
I know. Listen, I told somebody the other day, I would bet my whole life on it. There is a cure for cancer. There's a cure for AIDS. There's a cure for everything. But if you cured it, there'd be no money. in treating these people medically, because I'm in the medical field. I freaking see it. And it's unfortunate because all of our problems could be solved, but there's no money in solving problems.
And you're fucking I'll tell you a little story. It was the craziest fucking moment of my life. So we're on tour in your country, because that's where we went on tour most of the time, because Canada sucks. And our drummer got really sick and we had to take him to the hospital, and he had like strep throat, and it was really bad. Like his throat was like closing. Oh. And we took him in, and like the nurses let us like come in and see him, and we were like sitting there talking to him, and one of the there was like 3 nurses in the room. One of them was like talking about their healthcare system, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty crazy up here. And she's like, yeah, how much does it cost to have a baby in Canada? And all of us were just like, what? Yeah. What do you mean? How much does it cost? Like, it's free. Like, what the fuck are you telling? You have to pay to have a kid in your country?
Sure do.
Yeah, it blew my mind. Yeah. Hey,
do you know how much it costs? It's upwards. If you didn't have, let's see, I would say with insurance, it's upwards of like $6-7 grand. It could be.
That's kind of on the low end, actually.
Well, it depends. It depends with insurance and stuff. Just so you know, like Cannoli over here, he's in debt for 11 grand because he tried to die
almost
on
dying.
Me.
My liver failing on me.
Because in our country, we have what's called deductibles, right? So you have insurance for the calendar year, and you have a certain amount of money that you have to meet. So Cannoli decides to try to die at the end of December, and then he tried to die again in January. So he owes like 11 grand just because he is alive now.
Just for being alive.
Just for being alive.
No, I understand. And the insurance covered like what 85% of that, but it's like
it
or
was
85%
like
of the total.
$139,000.
But I'm sitting there going like, okay, I understand that. You at least like kind of saved my life the second time, but it's like I still owe all this money, and it's like, well, you're forgiving all this college debt. But yet, the people who go into most bankruptcy in this country is because of medical debt.
It is.
So I'm not saying I understand it's hard to pay for everybody's medical debt. I get it. But if you're going to give kids hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay off their school loans that they chose, to go to school and do this stuff, I didn't choose to almost die. It just happened.
You might be offending Andrew. Isn't he a community college student?
He's an elitist. He's at a community college elitist.
Andrew has yet to realize that he's just being had and took and robbed. He'll know. He'll get that degree and be like, I'm going to go find a job. And they'll be like, that ain't shit.
Yeah. AI is going to do your job for you. But
that is the sad thing. Degrees do not mean shit anymore unless you're going to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something where it honestly is really sad.
Masters now for it to count as anything. Zach's, I'm not talking that Canada sucks. The Canada place is good. The tour in Canada, it's like a 10 to 12 hour drive to get to every next city. And then when you go to the States, you're like, we drove an hour and a half and we're in a different city now. This is fucking great. You make so much more money. And also, that's why that show was so good, Andrew. It's like the like, I don't know if you guys have watched Breaking Bad, but
I have.
Really
I do.
He's justified in doing what he does. That's what makes that character so good. Is like everyone can kind of see
you're actually
that
rooting for him. You're actually rooting for, even though he as it goes on, he gets worse and worse for him. But in the beginning, you're like, yeah, I get it. The guy's dying of cancer, and he's spending his whole life savings on his medicine to get him healthy. And I don't blame him for doing what he did. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Poor Andrew just logs in here for some casual fun and learns he has no
Well, somebody's got to tell him the truth, Platoon, and we're realists here. We're realists. We speak the truth. Okay,
Bag. You're allowed to admit Canada sucks.
Hey, honestly, I would take the healthcare over pretty much anything. I was gonna move to the States. There was a big thought. I was gonna move to Europe, and then I was like, healthcare. Yeah, and it's really important, especially when you start to get like up in age. You're like, it's nice to, if I break something, I just go to the hospital and they're like, here's a cast, go home, have fun. Yeah, it's like
my health insurance just alone for because I cover my kid and I went up $200 a month because of her getting a little older. 1 year older, it jumped $200 a month. So I'm like, what we all pay for the health insurance is literally a mortgage. Yeah, it's what a mortgage would cost on a house. I'm like, I don't fucking understand.
Yeah, like
how so insane.
Yeah, that's just
and it's like, okay, we're lucky enough to make enough to where we're like, okay, it hurts, but it's not gonna put us in the street. Not everybody has that luxury, and a lot of people just don't get health insurance, and they say, "Fuck it, we'll take the risk." And I'm like, I kind of feel bad for them, but
especially younger people, like
exactly,
yeah, because
they have to go
I'm not gonna
it.
die. Fuck it, yeah.
Community college is fire as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, Andrew.
My kid got sick in Orlando. We got F1 pit crew level service. It was amazing, and it was $11,000.
And that's there you go, Zax. Yep. So you're gonna pay for it. Yeah, you're gonna pay for it now. So it's one of those things where I don't know. It's a tough thing. America's priorities are very fucking backwards, and still the greatest place to me. I get it. There's opportunity here. Like,
there's fucking. It's a sweet ass country. Like, and it's gorgeous, man. Like one of the things that actually blew my mind. Like I've driven across every inch of Canada, and I thought it was really gorgeous. But like, we did like the California coast all the way up, like through like the middle, the Rust Belt states and like the flyover states is where I was like, holy shit! Like, why the fuck do people fly over? Like Kansas is so fucking gorgeous, and like, oh my god, Louisiana, like
you're right. There's a lot of different. Yeah, you got the deserts, like where we are in the Southwest. Northwest is beautiful.
Where are you guys from again?
We're in Arizona.
We're in Arizona.
I'm not gonna lie, I got stuck in the middle of Arizona, and
everybody gets stuck in the middle of Arizona. It was getting stuck
in the middle of July. It was the
forget it. No,
worst.
You know what? Anywhere
shit.
here in July is sucks.
Our summer. Right now we're having the what they call the global warming summer, where it's just the hottest. I think we've had 37 days of 110 degrees or more, which is the highest we've ever had. And that's when our air conditioning went out. So
you want me to drop some crazy knowledge on you really quick?
Yeah, go ahead,
please.
This is because I still fucking keep up with a lot of shit. So the reason it's so hot this year is because the UN changed a rule in 2020 that made shipping like ships that go across the ocean, and made them use cleaner oil and like cleaner fuel. So they used to like put out a ton of emissions, and it actually like made clouds in the sky that would cool down the ocean. Yeah, so it kept the temperature down. So the reason it's so hot is because they actually like.
So in effect, they're trying to help things, but they made things worse. Ironically,
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Wildfires. I see. I'm watching the news the other day with Maui, Hawaii, jumping into the ocean. I'm like, what the?
What's going on? Yeah.
So it's a wild. It's a wild time. Really wild time. But yeah, speaking of wild times. Okay, so you put out a video last week, and I know we had kind of briefly talked about it in the being on the other show in the background, and so there was a story that you were trying to get out. Now that was a good video because I didn't know everything about what happened, just minor details, right? You told me minor details, and then I watched this video. It's a very personal video, and I gotta say, man, you kind of inspired me in some ways, because in your video, not only were you talking about this thing that happened to you in your past that kind of changed everything for you, but going into more detail about what you want out of YouTube, especially, which I kind of like the idea. It kind of hit home for me because I'm kind of been feeling this way lately too, about not just chasing the algorithm. That's like, I want growth. I want this to maybe be a thing down the road that's maybe full time, but it's like, I don't want to just run in circles and not be authentic to what I want to put out as far as content. I was like, wow, this guy's speaking my language. But then more so just the story. And yeah, that was pretty ballsy of you to do, man. I know I could tell you were, like you said, you were nervous a little bit, but that had to be very therapeutic to get that video out and talk about that.
It fucking felt amazing, man. Like, it's weird like having something like that happen. Like, I don't know if everyone in chat knows what happened, but like having, I was canceled. There you go. Just in a big umbrella way. So I lost all my friends and all that shit. But like going through something like that and not really being able to talk about it, and like my girlfriend basically hears about it fucking nonstop because it's like still all I think about. But
sure, of course.
Yeah, it's like, it felt really good to just be able to be like this is my story, because it hasn't really felt like my story, you know? Like, it's just, it's so personal to me and something that I keep so private.
So you're trying to own it now because it's yours.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah. And it feels like taking a step into like, being able to own it instead of like letting it own me.
Letting it own you. No, it's smart. I like that, because eventually these things will eat you alive. And especially something that traumatic is, That's pretty wild. So I guess it's up to you. You want to go into some detail about it? Because I know there was the music thing, and then things happened. And if you feel free, dude, the floor is
whatever
yours.
you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do like a quick recap, and then
you
guys can ask whatever you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
But so basically in 20, oh fuck, it's all a fucking blur. I think 2020. That area of life is weird too. Like I know it's weird for everyone because of COVID.
Yeah, it was just weird all around. You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 2020. Okay, so like 2 years ago. So 2021, I guess. Jesus. I got accused of awful things and like I don't know, like I won't say it, I guess, because you guys will get like demonetized or shit. It's not very good for the essay stuff, the stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. And it was kind of like I was prolific for being kind of ladies man, I guess you could say, like I got around. And so
you were what they like to call a boy toy.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And so I got accused of some stuff, and then it like at first it was just on Instagram. It was like, okay, so this girl who like wasn't accusing me of doing anything organized all of these people from my like high school years and like a little later after that really did not like me anymore and weren't stoked on the fact that I was doing really well, and got them all to come up with some very insane things to say in all anonymous. So there was
accusations, but anonymously, correct?
Yeah. Gotcha. So
okay.
And so it all started coming out on Instagram, and I was kind of like this is crazy. And then so one girl that I had known that she was telling people that I had like assaulted her like years. It had been like a year pretty much. She's like, we hooked up, and I was like, it wasn't a weird hookup, but like I had just broken up with my girlfriend, so I felt weird about it. And then I think that like made her feel weird about it. And then I was kind of like hearing things. I remember there was like one tour we were on, and I got a message because I was a photographer. I used to shoot boudoir.
Sure.
And I got a message from another photographer that was like, hey, I just heard this story about you, and I just wanted to see if it was true or not, because this like really doesn't seem like who you are. And I was like, what the fuck? And like, it kind of just like hit me all of a sudden. I was like, yo, people are out there kind of like saying things. So that was like a year before I got canceled. And then like a year later, I'm just like driving my car, and my guitarist messages me, and he's like, hey man, something just came out on Instagram. And I was like, what? And I went and looked, and I was like, honestly, this is old news. Like everyone in the fucking city knows that this girl's been running around like saying not just things about me, but like about multiple people. Can I ask you a question?
Was she infatuated with you, and did you not give her the time of day she wanted? So did she think that she wanted to ruin you instead?
No, like honestly,
sometimes girls are vicious like that.
Yeah, and like I think that's easy to assume sometimes, but I'll kind of get to it. But like there was a moment where I actually reached out to her after I was canceled and stuff, and we had a conversation.
Okay.
And I like began to realize that like this is actually what she thought. So like, but I'll get to that. It's
okay. Gotcha. Go ahead.
So like I was just driving, and then my guitarist was like, hey, this shit came out, and I was like, yo, that's old news. I went to sleep and woke up, and there was like I didn't realize that there was like an entire group of like 15 people that had organized themselves to like slowly release things over like a few days, like all anonymously except for this one girl, or I guess two girls. But the first thing that they did was tweet at our label on Twitter and be like, hey, what are you guys gonna do about this? So I like I don't, no one even knows this. So like we got signed to a smaller label, and then we had just announced that. And the day that we announced, we like put out a music video, and then like this huge label called Fearless Records, they're like old school emo. They put it, they're like very popular. They like basically bought our contract. They're like, yeah, we want you guys. And I like hopped on the call with like the president, and it was like my 10-year goal. I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do all this shit, and then we're going to get the attention of this dude. And it was like that label. And then he fucking hit us up day one. I was like, holy shit. So like we ended up like signing a whole nother contract. So like right, like I signed the contract, and then 2 days later, like all this shit started to come out, and they were hitting up our like smaller, older label, being like, "What are you guys gonna do about this?" So yeah,
Right.
like it basically right away, like I was, it was a lot. It was like fucking like my brain was basically imploding because it was.
Oh yeah,
I was
can
basically
imagine.
reading stories about my teenage years, and like people, like the stories weren't just like vague things. It was like situations that I knew who the person was that was making
Mhm.
up this story, but they were like embellishing it like beyond anything that had ever existed. Like it was, so my brain was like, what the fuck? And I'm like talking to my band like, yo, I know who this is, and this is like the craziest not story that's ever happened. And then yeah, by the end of it, I was just like, yeah, like by the middle of the day, I was like, you guys can kick me out if you want, because like I know you probably want to keep the label and stuff. And then they like didn't even talk to me anymore, and then they just put up a video being like, we kicked him out. And then like my roommate came in and they were like, hey, you got kicked out of your band. And I was like, oh, cool. And I've never even watched the video. I can't like bring myself to do it.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Even wait a minute. So they didn't even want to hear your side of the story. They just didn't like, oh.
Yeah, they didn't even like ask. And it's weird because like
that's sad.
The year before, when I had heard that this girl like told another photographer about me, like my whole band was there, and they like watched me like crumble and deal with it. And I was like trying to figure out, because the person wouldn't tell me who it was. So I was like, who the fuck could this be? Because like I'm, like I was telling you guys before stream, I'm very autistic. So like a lot of my encounters with people, I'm like horribly blunt. I'm like, do you want to kiss me? Because I don't have like social skills. So
yeah,
like,
right.
I was trying to figure out like how I could have offended someone, you know?
I like that.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a punch to the gut to be like, you guys
Oh God, yeah.
saw like how I dealt with this last time, you know? And like, but honestly, it's just kind of like kind of what we were talking about, kind of like the political climate and stuff. I don't really blame anyone, because a lot of the time, you know, if guys come out and they're like, I don't think this is true, some girl will be like, gotcha. Then they get canceled too. And you're like, okay, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it too, and I've fallen victim to this several times, where I will definitely just see one side of a story and I'll go with it. And I always use the example, I'll never forget, is that poor kid in a MAGA hat who was getting yelled at by the Native American. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this kid is acting this way. But it was the way that the news fed it to me. And Cannoli was like, I think it was the next day, he's like, no, it's not that way. Look at it this way. And you see it from a different angle. But of course, because I was told that I should see it this way, I saw it that way. Yeah. And so now I try to be better about seeing both sides of the story before I decide what my opinion is. But I think it's sad that the people that were supposed to support you the most, like, just said, see ya,
assumed,
and just assumed. Exactly.
Assumed
that probably hurt more than the actual accusations itself, is that your friends leaving.
I mean, like, in the long run, that definitely hurt more. In the beginning, like, so it all came out on Instagram. I'll continue. Sorry.
Fucking social media. See?
I know, right? The fucking worst. So, and then like, so I was living with my ex at the time, and we had been broken up for like 2 years or something, but we still lived together, which was a terrible decision in retrospect.
That doesn't sound great, but that's okay.
Yeah. So she moved out after this all happened. So I was like sitting in my apartment alone, and I was just kind of like, you know, wallowing in my self-pity kind of thing. And then I get a call from like someone trying to get into my apartment, and they're like, hey, this is like reporter. We wanted to talk to you about this story. And I was like, what? What the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I'm not here right now. This isn't me. Haha. And then I just hung up because I was like, what the fuck do I do? And then I kind of realized like they gave my landlord a letter to give to me, basically being like, hey, just so you know, you're under police investigation. And I was like, holy shit. So like,
oh my God,
consumed me for a long time. Like I went and got a lawyer, and then like I was just in my brain, I was like, holy fuck, am I gonna have to like go to prison for like a bunch of bullshit that's like not even real? And it took me like basically, so my lawyer was like, yeah, these things, especially because of COVID, it can take a long time for like the police to like do anything about this. So like, you know, we're gonna wait around for a while. We're not like, I was like, can we just go to them and see if they're actually investigating? He's like, no, you don't want to do that, because sometimes they'll just be like, should we be? And then they'll go out and like start an investigation. Yeah. So I waited around for an entire year. Then after a year, I was like, I'm gonna get Instagram again. And I got Instagram and I posted a selfie. I had 0 followers, and all these motherfuckers found me again right after I posted a selfie. And I was like, what the fuck? What if we reacted to your band kicking you? Yo, that'd be great. Honestly, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, and I'm right. I'm with Steven too. I just don't understand why people feel the need to like cancel other people, especially if it's not true. Like, why would you go to such great lengths to ruin somebody's life? I mean, do you have nothing better to fucking do?
I mean,
I'm sorry.
In my defense, or in their defense, I guess, I fucked all of them. I fucked all their friends, and like I fucked some dudes' girlfriends sometimes. So like, I wasn't the most liked person, and I was like,
okay,
yeah, like it wasn't like I wasn't.
You weren't innocent, but you also were not guilty of what you were being accused of. It doesn't mean
fine.
Just because you're a man
two-way
whore,
street, though. Like
because you're a man whore doesn't mean you need to be treated that way.
But they didn't have to sleep with you either, though. That's the whole point.
That's the thing. Is like
it takes 2 to tango.
And I realized like it was all kind of like coming from the same place, because a lot of people only slept with me because I was in like a more established band. I began to realize, and then it kind of all like came from the same place, which is like they're all. So it was really weird. Like when all the canceling stuff was coming out, a couple weeks before, I was sitting down and talking to this girl that like I'd hooked up with a whole bunch, and like we were still friends. It was just like casual stuff. And she was like, yeah, like this girl's been saying this stuff. She's like fucking crazy. I've heard her say it about like other guys, and it's like impossible. And just so you know, like I'll always stand up for you. And I was like, cool. Then once I got canceled, she came out and she was like, yeah, also me. I was like, what the fuck?
My
like,
God.
It was just like, it's all clout based. Like,
yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's like if sleeping with me was the thing to do to get clout at one point, and then at one point it was like, okay, now I gotta utilize that against him, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
So after that happened, I remember in your video you said that you decided. So you obviously hung out for a year waiting for this to resolve itself, and then
yeah. Sorry,
what happened after that? Because
I made this Instagram and they found me.
Right. Okay.
And then this is like a year after, and then I was like, yo, this is like actually fucking crazy. I remember the girl who organized it all posted a story about me, and they like starred out the letters of my name, like a couple letters in my name, as if it was like a curse word. And I just remember like I fucking died of laughter, and I was like, holy shit, I'm like Voldemort. Like they literally can't even say my name anymore, which was funny as shit. And then it just like was getting to me, and the kind of person I am, like, especially with like all my political stuff, I kind of like realized, there's like 2 sides to everything.
Of course.
And like, I wanted to, like, it drives you crazy in your head being like, is this actually who I am? Like, did I actually do the shit? And I'm just like so unaware that I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, am I just so unaware that I didn't realize that I was doing this awful shit? So I messaged the girl who went on the news, because the news like ran a story about me, regardless of like me having comment or anything.
Right. And
I messaged the girl who went on the news, and I was like, the bag that shall not be named. That's me. I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, I actually really would like to talk about this as adults, and like in a manner so that like if I'm actually doing these things that you accuse me of, I need to be aware of like my actions, and like I need to be aware of what I'm actually doing, if that's what I'm actually doing. She was like, okay. So we talked about it, and like literally this is how the conversation went. So it was like, okay, you invited me to your house at 2 a.m. She was like, yep. And I was like, cool. And then we sat on the couch, we talked about your art. She was like, yep. And I was like, cool. Then I asked to hold your hand. She was like, yeah, I remember that. And I was like, cool. And then I asked if I could kiss you. She was like, yep. And I was like, okay. And then we were making out, and you said we should go to your bedroom to be more comfortable. She was like, yeah, I remember that. I was like, cool. And then I asked you if we should have sex. She was like, no, I don't remember that.
Everything leading up to that, but
everything leading up. And I was like, yo, what kind of dude, like in your head, like, how do you think that I asked you to hold your hand and kiss you and like do all these things? And like, I know I'm asking like a fucking, like a Ken, like a stupid Ken doll.
Let me give you the female perspective.
Shoot,
First of all, yes, let me give you the female perspective. If you are going to ask a man to come to your bedroom to be more comfortable,
come on. We all know what that means.
I know.
I'm just saying, I don't think that's fair to put you in that situation if she wasn't entirely on the same page. So I kind of see where you got the impression that that's what she wanted to do. Yeah. And she obviously went through with it. So,
well, like,
yeah,
I asked, I was like, yeah, so I asked you if you wanted to have sex. And she was like, I don't remember that. I was like, okay. But then I got up from your bed and I walked over to my backpack to like gather my tools, you know? And then I asked you for my bag. I was like, are you sure? Because like, I was really unsure because I just stopped a long-term relationship. And I was like, are you sure you want to do this? She was like, yeah. But she was like, I blacked out for that 60 seconds. She literally said that to me. She's like, yeah, I blacked out for those 60 seconds. I was like,
was she drunk?
No, like we didn't drink.
So how do you black out randomly?
I don't know. But then we like, it only lasted like a minute or so, and then I stopped because I was like, yo, I'm actually like not into this. I like I'm all up in my head and emotional.
Yeah,
so
it's not gonna work.
Go. Yeah. And she was like, oh, I thought you stopped because you realized what you were doing to me. I was like,
doing what? What you asked me to do?
Yeah. Like,
now, wait, was this one of the girls or was it the girl that?
This is the girl that went on the news. No, the one who started it all was just a photographer that really didn't like me because I went on tour with her boyfriend's band when she wanted to go on tour with her boyfriend's band.
Oh.
And I was their photographer and they were not excited. So they held a vendetta for a long time.
Jesus.
But yeah. And I was like, what kind of R-word person stops mid-action and is like, oh no, I'm doing the bad thing. And then, you know what I mean? Like, what world do you live in that like anyone who is doing an awful thing stops in the middle of that awful thing and is like, oh no.
Hey, Dempsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all. I don't.
But that's when I realized like this person actually thinks this. And it kind of helped me it helped me like adjust and understand things a little better, which is like helped me a lot to be able to move past things and understand like why people had done the things that they had done. Some of them at least, you know, like some of them I know it was just like, I'm gonna hop on this bandwagon. But then some people I was like, you are like really confused. And like, you know, I like fuck power to you. Cause like we all live in our own reality and it sucks that you live in that one. But like, there's nothing I can really do about it. I did all I could.
I think you're looking at this all wrong.
Sure.
Here's what I'm thinking. Some of the best band leaders have been accused of this.
Yeah.
There you go. You're in with the good one.
I'm one of the good ones.
You're one of the good ones. Only
now
the
you're
best.
the good one.
Here, wait. They're good-looking ones and the talented ones. There's always some sort of bullshit that comes out surrounding this and rumors and all this. So you were lucky. Look that's how good you were.
Well, and I learned like in the year after, I watched a lot of videos of like celebrities and famous people. And the more interviews I watched on like the people that I liked a lot, the more I realized, oh, what? No, not plastic, paper bags. Paper bags are the best bags. Come on. Like I realized a lot of people really allude to like there was a time when all my friends tried to bury me because they realized I was about to zip out of their life and go do other things, you know?
See, you were trying to they held you down because you were about to do great things.
It's a natural reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right. Yeah. Women are cringe. I agree. And I'm a woman. Some women, man, they just don't fucking get it, man.
Men are fucking cringe as fuck too, though. Like
that's true.
We can be.
Yeah. And
we can be.
Jericho. Yeah, that's also been something that's like helped me a lot is realizing, like, especially realizing after the way my band treated me, like,
yeah, I'm
kind of glad I didn't spend like another decade with those dudes and put in all this work. Well, yeah, and you kind of realize like they were only around because I'm a very hard worker, and
Yeah.
I'm very
They were
driven
riding your
and-
coattails probably. Now, are
Yeah.
you, let's get a little bit more backstory. So
Yeah,
in the
shoot.
band, were
Yes.
you the lead singer?
Yeah, so it was like
There you
a
go.
metalcore band. So I did
Okay.
singing, and then there was a dude who did like screaming. So there was like 2 lead guys, but I was like the lead guy. I was the,
Gotcha.
you know,
So there you go. So you were essentially the face of the
don't-
band or one of them. And
yeah.
you're right. You were gonna, yeah, jealousy does some really fucked up things. Now let me ask you this real quick. The band, after they dropped you, how successful did they become or not?
Um
Oh, please tell me they sucked.
So we had a record that I spent hundreds of hours recording, and like that's what got us onto this bigger label.
Okay.
And then I was waiting for it to come out. I was like, maybe they'll like get a new singer and they'll just have him do all my parts, or like maybe they'll just put it out with me and be like, yeah, we're gonna move on after this. And they just like never put it out. And then I went and creeped their Instagrams because I like to keep up on
Sure.
people because it's nice.
Yeah.
And I realized they started a new band, and it's very, very small, and it has
Good.
remained very, very small. And
Good.
it kind of brings me a little
Fuck
bit
them,
of joy.
bad face. Fuck 'em
Yeah,
all.
fuck them. Oh, it's funny. I was gonna tell you. So the bag face thing. Yeah, well, yeah, I already said that. Like it was the screamer in my band. That's the guy I want to piss off.
Oh,
so.
that was the guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Andrew wants you to know that he's cooler of any of those bandmates. For real.
Oh,
For real.
Andrew, you 100% are. And here, I honestly, I don't. It's weird. Like,
No, he's not naming them, Flaccid. He wants them to remain small. They're not getting any plugs on my channel. Or this isn't my channel. But anyway.
I'll plug my old band just so you guys can kind of see what it was like.
Plug the old band.
I don't know if I can send links in the chat. I don't know if it's gonna let me, but yeah, cool. You guys can click that. I tend not to like put out stuff, but I've changed my name and stuff since then, so it's
Okay.
I
was gonna ask.
What do you
about
mean?
that.
Like changed your real name?
yeah, I had to change my real name
Jesus.
For real?
yeah, like
Holy shit.
there was like a concerted effort. So like every time you Google, like I had like a stage name that didn't include my real last name.
Okay.
And oh yeah, so this is a whole thing. So like when it happened, the person that was organizing it.
Oh
secretly-
God.
I'm
For
with you,
real.
Platoon. I'm with you.
He's a long play. Andrew's got those long plays.
Yeah.
He's smart.
They made a website that was my name assault.com, like
What
and then
fuckers, man?
all the website was a picture of my apartment building, my address, and my apartment number, my phone number, and my like full legal name, and then like my email addresses. So like people could spam my email, and like they had my address and my full name, so they could like come in and harass me at my house and all that stuff.
Now, did people do that then? I assume.
Not too much. Like no one really.
Okay.
I'm a fairly large guy, and I was unstable, so I'm sure people like I got a lot of death threats. Like a ton, like a lot of death threats.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God,
that
you
was
poor
nothing
thing.
new. Like doing the journalism thing, you get a lot of death threats. So I kind of learned like it's just what people do sometimes. But I got a lot of emails and texts from random people. I had to change my number and all that, and then I just ended up changing my name. I don't live in the same city.
No,
now.
that was
I
another
moved.
part of the story.
Of
Like,
course.
I
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
find out when you finally packed your shit, because I know in your video you said that you completely moved to a different city where you could actually walk outside of your house without people looking at you funny.
Yeah. So right after like a year after I decided, I was living with my parents for like
Jesus
Probably-
Christ, Zach, stop it. You wa-
no, I literally couldn't go on Tinder because every time I made a Tinder account, like people would find me and ban me.
Oh
And it
my
was
God.
weird because like
God.
I didn't know like every video game account I had got banned.
Wow.
So like I couldn't play any video games. I had to like make all new ones. Every Tinder account I had got banned. My Instagram account would get banned. If I made like anything, it would get banned.
God, you
But,
poor thing. Holy shit.
After like a year, like I lived with my parents because like they were kind enough to let me move back in while I kind of figured out my life.
Sure.
Sure.
And I moved out into it because I was like, I can't fucking live with my parents anymore. I'm old. I'm too old.
I know
And it
that
was-
feeling. What's up,
Yeah.
Hypnotic?
Yo, what up, Hypnotic?
Hey, buddy.
So I moved into my own apartment, which was nice. And then, yeah,
is nice.
it was nice for a bit until I realized like I would literally, there was like a 4-month chunk of my life where I didn't speak to a person unless I was like buying groceries or something.
Sure.
Like I would just like stay in my apartment and be silent all day. I couldn't play video games because it would just like remind me of my old friends. Couldn't listen to
Aw.
music because it would like remind me of shit. Yeah, I'm doing good.
That's
I'm
a
doing
tough
good.
one.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, but
Weird.
and
Sorry,
then
you're talking about Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish is no good.
No.
Tinder is way better. Come on.
Oh my god.
Um,
So you couldn't even leave your house, and if you did, it was just to go get groceries?
yeah, like I pretty much, my mom would bring me groceries a lot, which was like a big G move because my mom's the best person in the world. Because like
Aw.
I didn't like leaving my house a lot, and then as I like slowly got courage back to leave my house, it I could kind of leave, but then I'd see someone I knew, and like there was
Oh.
one time I went to Starbucks to like just get coffee, and it was like 2 blocks from my house. And I was like standing on the street talking to my mom on my cell phone, and I turned around and my ex-girlfriend was taking pictures of me from across the street. I was
Oh,
like,
for fuck's sake.
Fuck. Oh, that
Like,
helped
what
the
the
that
fuck?
helps the anxiety, doesn't it?
yeah, it's really weird. So
That's
I was like,
great.
yeah, it kind of like was a back and forth. Like I would get okay with
Wow.
going out. I see someone I knew, or like someone would like, yeah, I could like see someone taking pictures, and it was weird. Like I was saying in my video, it's weird because like I was fairly well known in the town that the city that I'm from with like my age group. So it
Mhm.
was it's hard to go out and not know who knows you, you know, because it's easy to spot the people that you know, but it's
Sure.
weird when like because you're always in your head. Like I would just like be somewhere and someone would just be like staring at me like really
Right.
You'd be
weird from across
paranoid,
somewhere,
yeah.
and I'm like, do you
Right.
think I'm cute, or like is this just you
Right.
being like, holy fuck, it's that guy? Especially
Yeah.
after being on like the local news and stuff. It was kind of
Sure,
like
sure. That's a
there could be-
fucking
yeah.
lot.
Andrew, can you just ask him that in his DMs? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
did I start talking about movies? I always talked about movies. It was kind of like a thing I love to do with my friends.
Yeah.
we liked
We'd
it.
like go to the theater and watch Marvel shit, and then stand outside the theater and like talk about
Just
it for an
talk
hour.
for hours. Yep.
And then yeah, I got really sick of watching other people talk about movies on YouTube. So I was like, you guys
Yeah.
got awful fucking takes sometimes. So
So
So I'll hop in.
how long after this? So you stayed what for a year before? How long before you moved to another city? And how far do you live? Like, so apparently you moved far away from your parents then?
yeah, so it was like a year and a half until I moved out of the city.
Mm.
And I was living like Calgary, which is above Montana, which is
Okay.
like right above Montana. And then I moved all the way to Montreal, which is like
Okay.
above Maine, pretty much.
Wow.
Gotcha.
So like,
Wow,
and
okay.
I was just trying to get as
As
far
far as you could
away,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
as far as I could. And I was moving to a French place. I figured, you know, I probably won't see many people I know in the place that everyone speaks French, and that took me like a fucking month to see someone I knew here. So that was annoying, but it's all
Mm.
A
right.
month? You still knew somebody there after a month?
Yeah, like because
Oh.
we toured everywhere, I know a lot of people.
Oh, that's
So,
true. That makes
That's a
sense.
good
Yeah.
point.
I
Yeah.
forget. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot easier here, and it just it helped. Like I know like a lot of people say like your problems follow you, and like they do, you know. Like I
Of course.
still like the weirdest part about it is I dream about my old friends every night, so it's like
Aw.
nonstop, which is like I've kind of accepted it, you know.
Sure.
And it's just like a part of my life now, but like it's a lot better now. Like
I can
I've
imagine.
made some new friends, and you know, not just YouTube friends. I have like a
Yeah.
couple IRL people that I can actually talk to. Calgary is not the STI capital of the world, but it is right by Calgary. It's this place called Banff, and it is the most per capita STI of anywhere in the entire world. And
Now,
like,
are you so what's your quality of life there now? Are you happier? Like, how far are you from your parents too? Like, I don't know what the distance
it's like
is.
a 5-hour flight.
Oh.
So I'm pretty far. But
Oh.
I just being on tour a lot, like I spent a lot of time away from home and like away from my parents anyways.
So yeah.
So I'm pretty used
I
to
understand.
it.
And
Yeah,
so your
which is nice.
quality of life where you are now is it good for you? Are you happy
yeah.
where you are? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so I met my girlfriend like I moved here August 1st and we met on August 26th. And like it was like literally the most autistic way to meet someone ever. So I sold my phone because when you get banned on Tinder, they ban your whole phone. So I had to like
What?
it's really annoying. So
They ban your phone?
Yeah, they ban your whole phone. So like once I got banned in Calgary, I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna be on there because I don't need that shit anyways. And then I moved here and I was like, I want to meet people. So back to the cringe. It's a good story. So
All right, Ken.
Listen, Flaccid, listen.
Listen, Ken of the Phoenix, you're the one leading us sheep, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I bought a whole new phone and then I got Tinder and then I like matched with her. We were like talking and I was like, on her profile, it tells you like how far away they are, and it said she was like 600 kilometers away. I was like,
wow.
oh, this is perfect. I was like, oh, if you were in the city, I would totally ask you to go for a drink, but like you're really far away. And she was like, actually, my phone's broken. I'm in the city. And I was like, oh shit, now I'm stuck. And it was like, it was like 10 at night, and she was like, yeah, I could go for a drink. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, sure, let's go for a drink. And then we went for a drink, and within like 20 minutes, I was like, I'm just gonna tell her because like I'd been on a couple dates and like I'd talked to people, but I always kind of avoided it. And I was just like, I'm just gonna get this out of the way so I don't feel so weird.
Sure.
And I told her all about it, and she was like, "Oh, that's actually like really common." And she's like an assault counselor, like an SA counselor.
Oh wow!
So she had like dealt with it like a whole bunch, and like so it was.
You got really lucky.
I did, and now we've been together almost a year.
Good. Well, congratulations. I was going to say it must have been August of last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I know. It's nice having a person that kind of, like understands problems and things.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you though, is like, I was talking to my daughter earlier and we were talking a little bit, backstage about some, mental health issues and stuff. And like, she was telling me that she truly thinks everything happens for a reason. Have you figured out yet? Because I know sometimes it takes years or sometimes we never figure it out, but have you realized why this might have happened to you? Was there a reason, or did you just get dealt a shitty card?
No, I'm in it with your daughter. Like when I was doing the music stuff, like the reason that I could always keep going, and like we were the kings of getting fucked. Like that was basically what happened. And I was just like ruthless and would not stop. Like, so the reason we started blowing up was we got on Warped Tour. I don't know if you guys know what Warped Tour is. It's like a whole bunch of punk bands, like 60 punk bands.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. They like tour the entirety of the US together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like hatched this genius plan, and I was like, we're gonna go down there, we're gonna sell our album in the line and just like be so fucking Canadian and happy that like the tour people are gonna notice us and they're gonna put us on the tour. And then it took one day, and we went down there, and I was like, oh, I have friends here, and they were like, hey, do you want to help the tour? And I was like, sure. And then like 2 weeks later we were on the tour, like officially.
Wow.
And like that was like how like, and then like it was literally like our van broke down in the middle of fucking Texas. Then we drove 30 miles an hour, like all the way back up to fucking where was it, Idaho. We drove from Texas to Idaho, like doing 30 miles per hour. It was like I was relentless, like I would not stop. And because it always just felt to me like there was a reason for it. Like it was like there was always something, and even in doing this, it feels like I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, but it feels like it happened for a reason. And really
you're
like
to be here. You feel like you're supposed to be where you are right now.
That's a good way to look at it.
And it gives
it is because if you go through things like you went through and you got nothing out of it, it doesn't make sense. Like,
well, I was going to say, these things help you grow as an person.
They do, but it also it's like, why would he have to go through something so horrific like that? Like that's just doesn't seem fair either.
Well, it kind of like gives you a gauge, which is the biggest thing I took from this, which is like I'd never really gone through any anything really bad in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was kind of nice to like I had depression and anxiety before, and I was like treated for it and stuff, but it was nice. Not nice, but it's really constructive, and it helped me grow a lot to be I know what it's like to not talk to people for a long time. Like I know what it's like to like see the world through a different lens, and it kind of like helps you empathize with people better and situations more. And it helps you grow, even though the painful part is growing. I'm happy that like I got such an opportunity to grow, because I feel like not a lot of people, like a lot of people avoid.
Well, you know what, a lot of people in your situation would have just given up and not tried to overcome it. And you could take giving up in many different ways, but what he say? Yeah. But I think too, like, it makes us stronger when we're dealt a really shitty hand of cards, because I have been as well. I have a really shitty like upbringing and stuff, but I think it makes us who we are today. But how did you get affiliated with Little Platoon and Movie Cynic? I know you're on B-Sub and you do their show, but how like I just learned the other day how Vex got affiliated with them, and I've known her for a long time, but I just never knew. So how did you come across that whole huge platform?
It was funny. So I like started my YouTube channel, and I had done I think like 2 or 3 reviews.
Okay.
And I was just like, I basically took the same approach that I did to music, which was like the strength I had went down to the slave market.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. That's why I
was gonna say, like, is that what really happened? But I didn't want to say it out loud.
No.
You know what? It's your black sleeve tattoo. It confused him.
Exactly.
Oh my
got this
God.
tan. I've got this forearm tan.
He just saw he's like, get me the one that is not too dark, but a little lighter.
Right.
And
because
that's
he
the
doesn't
one
want to seem too racist.
Like, if they're really dark, it's going to be bad. Yeah. Thanks.
But if they're white, they're not going to work as hard. So he needs to have a good tan.
I have to say, hold on. In Arizona, it's not the white people that work really hard. It's the Mexican population that is fucking out there in this goddamn heat.
Bro, who do you think came to fix my air conditioning 2 weeks ago? It was a guy hopped on and he looked like he was gonna die if you it's 118, right? Sweating.
And he's up on our roof.
And he's like, I'm like, do you want any water? No, I don't want the water. I go out to the roof. I was like, what the fuck? How do you live doing this?
Yes, Zach, you can see Wakanda forever. That's okay. We'll give you
I give you Wakanda pass.
Aren't we supposed to get them tickets and then not go? Isn't that what the whole thing was?
Don't worry, guys. Platoon and Cynic found me through traffic.
Got him.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. All right. So tell me, how did you stumble upon them?
God,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Also, I was gonna say, Jericho, my Django arc is gonna be very wild. I've taken on this mentality ever since I did that video. I've kind of taken on this mentality of like, I'm owed a debt.
See?
And I will scrape my fucking debt off the face of this earth.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is why Hispanics have high blood pressure, because you guys are out there fucking getting it done. I'm not even kidding you.
Why people don't do this shit? The last time I had a white guy come fix any appliance in my house with it's been like a decade, because they don't want to work.
No, because even the guy that fixed our plumbing in the front, what was his name? He was so sweet.
I don't know, but I couldn't understand it, but he was amazing.
But he was so sweet. And you know what? He worked so hard that we got him back for our HOA because he was such a good guy.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. So anyway, back to the story. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, I started my channel, and then the one thing I was really good at in the band world was
facts, hypnotic. That is straight facts.
Or he's trying to fuck your wife. One of the two.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry.
I was good at networking.
Yeah.
So like,
that's right.
That was kind of like on top of, I guess, being able to work hard. Like my biggest strength was just being able to network and not know who to talk to, but just like know how to talk to people in a certain way, I guess. And so I hatched this plan because I found Movie Cynic's channel and I was like, oh, he's not too big. He does this live thing. I wonder if I could get on the live. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna follow him on Twitter. I'm gonna like respond to some stuff he does on Twitter, and then like kind of hit him up in a month or so, and just kind of see like if he needs anyone. I responded to like one thing on Twitter, and he was like, "Dude, I checked out your YouTube page. You want to come on BSUP?" And I was like,
"Oh wow,
what? Yeah, sure, dude." And that was it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love
had this
it.
whole plan in my head, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I guess I don't even need to." Yeah, but then
Oh, here you go. Autistic business sense.
I don't know if I don't know if I said this on stream, but I recently got diagnosed as very autistic. So that makes I literally like one of the things of being autistic that made me realize it was you get very, very obsessive over like the thing you're working on, and you can like really just I can disappear like 12 hours if I'm working on something that I really want to get done. I can just go away.
You make it work for you, because there are some benefits to that.
Oh yeah.
No, there is. As long as if you take certain mental health conditions, such as like Cannoli has OCD, and it really benefits his job. But then sometimes it can really be hurtful if he doesn't utilize it in the right way.
I don't know how to, if I don't have if I have to force myself to shut my brain off after, because I'll just keep rethinking about work stuff, YouTube stuff, and I'll just go until I exhaust myself to the point
which is why Vex calls you her autistic slut.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, but now Backface is an autistic slut. Oh, he really is an autistic slut.
I'm an autistic slut.
He's authentic. I mean,
I'm a real one.
I'm pretty sure if I got tested, there would be some red flags popping up.
Well, I'm sure because him and my daughter are very similar in certain ways. He's older, so he's able to handle certain things.
I don't have it as severe. I can kind of work through it, but it's still sometimes.
Yeah, and one of the things I learned was like my psychiatrist or whatever, the person who diagnosed me, was saying that. Wait, what was that? Checks a lot. Do you ever feel not?
Oh,
actually, I identify as non-binary. I know I don't really make anyone call me they, because I think that's the dumbest shit in the fucking world. But I am very not masculine, and I'm not very feminine, you know. So I've just always kind of been like, I fall in the middle. That seems like a nice enough thing to call myself in my own head. You know, it makes me feel a little better.
Keep it to myself.
Yeah, I keep it to myself. I'm not gonna fucking tell people to call me them, they. That's just
I'm
the
gonna
dumbest
call you
shit.
them from now on.
If
Call me,
listen, if I have to call you them, they, I'm out. I can't do it.
It's just not proper English.
It isn't. You're right.
Your own fucking word, then power to you.
Yeah.
But
it's like, hey, do you see them over there? Yeah. Who are you talking about? Them over there. Yeah. 4 or 5 people know them.
Yeah.
You mean the one person? Them. They.
Yeah. We're talking about the one person in the couple. Them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
also,
here's what I don't understand. Real quick.
Shoot.
You have somebody that looks like me per se, feminine qualities, jewelry, long hair, bra strap. So you got some boobs. And they refer to themselves as they. I don't get it. The only time you should be referred to as they is if you don't fucking know what you look like.
Yeah.
But the ones that identify either very masculine or very feminine looking, and they're called they, that confuses the shit out of me. I've seen it. I don't get it. That's
kind of like where I take it, and like I think it's a good rule where like I honestly don't give a fuck what people call me, because people have called me awful shit in my life, so it doesn't really make a difference to me, you know. Like if you want to call me anything, it doesn't matter. But also like, yo, if you're transgender and you pass, and you know, like if you want me to call you she, you should put in the effort to pass.
You gotta pass.
I will call you she, because that's what comes to my brain. And like I have a lot of non-binary friends that go by they them, and like I don't mind referring to them as they them, because that's what like makes them comfortable. But also at the same time, like if I forget, the thing that irks me is when people like get weird or like upset. I'm like, yo, like you realize you're literally making me misuse the language I speak. Like you're making me be grammatically incorrect, which is always going to feel wrong in my brain because I'm fucking autistic. And like,
you have an excuse now for everything. Use it. Yeah, and you know what, Jay, you're absolutely right, because I was talking about that earlier in the stream. It is fashionable to be a gender pronoun, or it's also actually very cool to self-diagnose yourself on the internet. Canoli's uncle, he lives in New Jersey, and he was telling me that his daughter recently, she just graduated high school, last year? Anyway, so in high school, her and her friends, not her, but her friends would self-diagnose on the internet and give themselves mental health diagnoses because it's cool. Well, that takes away from people like my daughter or yourself who actually suffer from things because people think it's cool to be mentally ill.
We're in a weird fucking place, man.
It's
weird fucking place.
Yeah, it's basically just like, where can I get sympathy from? That's what everyone's trying to do. I think that's also what kept me from like trying to fight back, I guess, when everything was like going down, is like I was just so done with like being around a group of people that all the time are just like, oh, everything's so hard. Like, I'm a part of this group, and it's actually the hardest for us because of this. And I was like, you know what? I think this is my last ticket out of this ride. Like, that's what it felt like. I remember thinking, like, before I told my band they could kick me out, I was like, damn, like, I think this is my last. This is the universe being like, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want? And like, I could have fought and just been like, yeah, and like, this is none of it's, I'm going to sue everyone. But then in my brain, I was kind of like, no, like my mom pointed this out to me the other day, because I always forget, you know, like what I was like before. Sure. Like, my hair literally started to go gray. Like, I had gray patches on the sides because I was like working so much. And I had alopecia in my beard. I had like a spot right here that was like pretty big that was just like bald. And I was like, damn, I was so stressed that like my fucking hair was literally going gray. Like, what the? I love the
Oh my God. I just learned this the other day. Not the other day. It was actually while I think Josh actually slid up on my Twitter. I had no idea. That is true.
What is going on, man?
I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And I'm pretty sure Josh told me on Twitter that, I mean, that's the thing, you guys. It's getting a little ridiculous trying to identify as certain things. It's like, I don't know. I don't know when we took a wrong turn, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I have a theory too. Like,
go ahead.
I think it's a lot to do with white guilt, which seems like a cop out, but I really feel like it kind of started being a really more prominent thing after BLM. And I remember, oh fuck, I'll give you guys a funny story. So like, the George Floyd thing happened.
Oh, yes.
And like,
what are you talking about? Do tell.
What is that?
Tell us about that.
And I had, so this one dude that shot a music video for us once, like years prior, that I had never talked to since, called me on Instagram crying. And he's like a grown-ass man. And he was like, how do I tell my son about racism? And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And then, so I was like, I had like a conversation with this dude, and I was like literally working on a music video. Like, I was at a shoot, like
was he white or black?
He was white. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I hung up on him. And then like a couple hours later, this girl that I literally had never met called me on Instagram. Like, she was just like a friend of a friend in Vancouver, and like was crying and being like, how do I do more? I was like, you guys realize like what you're doing right now is very racist, right? You're like calling the only black guy you have any fucking communication with. But I feel like like a lot of this is just like, white people needing to be like, well, like, I'm actually not guilty of all those things that I accuse other white people of, because I'm also oppressed. And like, they just can't handle the fact that it's like, yo, like, it's, you don't need to feel any guilt for being white. You don't need to be
exhausted with skin color. I'm so fucking over skin color shit. It's like, it's fucking exhausting. Like, my daughter's first best friend in life, she was a black girl. And we never, I mean, you are never supposed to be, you never should see color, teach your kids about color. And anytime I see a video on like Twitter or anything where, you know, I think there was a biracial couple and they were trying to teach their son about, you know, what color he was, and he was literally like 2 years old. It's like, just teach him to be a human being. Don't identify him as a color so early on. Just let him see where he fits in.
Well, but and like, I think so, like, I kind of fall on both spots. And I think this, like, because when I was growing up, I didn't realize till I was very late in my life that a lot of people, whether like I identified as a black man or not, a lot of people treated me differently because I was black. And it took me a really long time to wrap my head around the fact that like I actually had different experiences as a child.
Yeah, we know you
I
have a
have
black
no
friend.
black
His name is
friend.
AJ. His name is AJ, and he likes furries.
Supposedly, that's what
Are
I
you really
hear.
black if you like furries though? What?
Listen, AJ, Abomination AJ is a different breed. He's obsessed with the Lion King, and he thinks Nala from the Lion King has fuck me eyes. So we're a little worried about him. Yeah,
But
we're
yeah, like it took me a long time to like I remember like I was stopped a lot by police when I was young. Like a lot, like not a lot, but like multiple times a year. And I would just be like
Really?
walking around. Yeah. And like they'd stop and be like, where are you going? And I'd just be like, going home or like going to the park. And they'd be like, okay, be safe. And we would drive off. And it took me a long time to realize like there is little things. And there is like, it's good to be aware that other people have different experiences than you. But I think where a lot of people slip off is like, that doesn't mean your experience is worse because you have a different experience. Like I know, like I didn't have a better or worse experience than some of my white friends because some of their fucking parents beat them. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
it's just like it's just different.
Fucking
wow, Andrew, Jesus Christ.
That's a real thing. Okay, the best part of my
fucking
my best part of my life is when I see like a baby or like a 2-year-old and I can see in their eyes that they've never seen a black person before.
Oh, seriously? Oh my God.
And they just like stare at you and they're like, what is that?
What
like,
oh God. It's just so
that guy went to the beach too long. Whoa, that's wild.
Property of the Catholic. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yes, like it's just
it is.
Like I had like I was gonna when we were talking about trans stuff, I was gonna say this like
Go ahead.
one of the people that hopped on the bandwagon when I was streaming on Twitch. One of the people I streamed with a lot was a trans girl. And like we were pretty close friends, I guess, you know, like internet friends kind of. And there was like a moment where she was like, yeah, I have feelings for you. And I was like, yo, like I actually like am not looking for a relationship at all. And you live really far away and we're just friends and that's okay. Right. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. And then when I got canceled, she came out and like did it. There was like a huge stream. They did a huge stream and had like they started a charity to get donations for my victims.
Oh
holy shit.
I know, it was fucking crazy.
What the fuck?
But she came out and was like, he groomed me. He was grooming me the whole time. And then there was another girl who was a viewer of my stream. It was the fucking funniest shit in the world. She like came out and she was like, yeah, he was grooming me too. And literally the last conversation we had, she sent me a picture of her naked, bent over. And I just didn't respond because I was like, what the fuck? Like didn't say anything. Just send me like a nude. And I just like didn't respond. And then a few days later, she was like, I'm so sorry I did that. I was really inappropriate. And that was the last conversation we had. And then she went online and was like, yeah, this dude also groomed me. I was like, what the fuck?
My God.
What is wrong with people?
Oh, so funny.
That is a wild.
But that's just that victim mentality. That's
all it is, dude.
Yeah, it's like gotta be. You just gotta be.
Yeah, at that point, there's no turning back for them. It's just they're gonna go all in. Yeah,
you know, I was gonna say back to the whole like racial thing. So when I was little, I grew up in Orange County, California. So we know what color lives there. Jesus, I was young. I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 7 years old. And so I went and I didn't buy, but my mom got me my first Cabbage Patch Kid, and I picked her out. And I'm Italian, Sicilian, so in the summer I can get very dark.
Yeah.
And so I picked out a Cabbage Patch Kid, and she happened to be black.
Yeah.
Well, she had brown eyes, brown hair, and her name was Crystal, and her middle name was my first name. And I was like, oh my God, she looks just like me. I love her. I'm going to take her. So I'll never forget. I walked my baby doll down the street to my neighbor's house. And I remember her name, and she was a white girl from the Midwest. And she looked at me and she goes, your baby girl's the N-word.
Oh, yeah. That like
I went home and I was like, what the hell is an N-word?
What did you buy me? What did you buy me? Goddamn.
But no, I still have her. She's in my closet to this day.
In all fairness, like you're part Sicilian, so you're technically You know.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
You know.
I didn't see color in this baby doll. I saw that she had
she
brown hair,
did.
brown eyes.
Your friend down the street sure fucking did.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I was like,
shit.
I had to go home and go, Mom, what is, and I had to say the N-word. And I was like, what does this mean? And I tell you.
Well, so let's sit down here, darling.
We're
and,
gonna have the
It was
N-word
like-
conversation.
But
that
how
bad
does
part of town we don't go into. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, here's a bigger question. How the hell did that girl who was like only 7 years old know what the N-word meant? What the N-word was?
And
Yeah, no,
that's where I get to like the reason it's important to know.
No, she
like,
wasn't,
color
Zach. She wasn't cheaper than the other dolls. Shut your mouth.
She should have been.
discount.
Like I had experiences too. Like I remember in high school there was this girl that I was like into, and I like wanted to take her on a date, and she literally was like, we can't go on a date because you're black, and my dad won't let me." And I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, there's like, it's weird that like we especially I don't know how old you guys are, but like being born in the 90s, you just
we were born in the 80s.
Yeah, you're not that much older than me. Whatever.
Well, we are.
Like,
feel like
10 years
you
old.
think that like racism died in like the 90s, because it kind of fucking did. It felt like
No,
it
it
was
did
gone.
because we fucking
getting
bumped
better.
to. Listen, we were in high school in the 90s, and fucking Cannoli introduced me to Biggie and fucking. Listen. In the 90s, this white girl right here went to, what was the name of the concert? Cannoli. It was the family something.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah, Puff Daddy, Little Kim, 112.
That's fucking sick.
I fucking loved that concert. So yes, I get it.
Try telling people.
I'll say one thing though. At least like I'll say this. It's wrong, but at least she was honest.
Yeah. It's tight. Like it's tight knowing, and it gives you a new perspective. Like I'm sure when that little girl said that to you, you were like, "There's different people in the world than me." And it's
you realize it quick. Yeah, you learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Try telling people you're indigenous. Okay, there you
go. Especially in fucking Canada, people just get so mad right away.
Now,
like,
can I ask you a dumb question? Because I'm a dumb white chick, obviously.
Of course.
Is there a lot of black people in Canada? It seems like a predominantly white country.
Oh,
but
yeah,
what
it's
do I
pretty
fucking
white.
know? It is okay.
There's not like a small amount, I guess. Like, I don't see a whole lot, but if you go to certain cities, like if you go to Toronto, which is like one of the bigger cities in Canada,
right,
there's like a ton of black people, and it depends. Like where I'm at, there's also a ton, but it's because a lot of people from Africa speak French. So if they immigrate to Canada, they'll come to like the French-speaking place. Yeah,
right.
So there's spots, but Calgary, Alberta is like Texas. It was like literal. Like I lived. This is like one of my favorite stories. So I lived like an hour and a half away from this town called Hanna, Alberta. And it's where Nickelback is from. And it has the highest concentration of KKK members of any city in North America.
Wait, hold on. Never mind that. You fuckers gave us Nickelback.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
I don't mind Nickelback just a little bit. I'm fine.
To me, they're not telling anyone.
I'll take the other group he just mentioned over fucking Nickelback.
Wait, you would take the KKK over Nickelback?
I mean, they're not far apart.
No. Terrible.
Somebody clip that out. Cannoli's getting canceled.
Shit.
Highest STI rate is Banff, okay? Not Calgary.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't
well, I know that they let colored people in Canada because Vex lives there, and she says that. What did she say? She said she lives in a predominantly like Asian area.
No.
She goes to the Chinese theater.
She lives in the middle of nowhere, but she goes to the area. She goes to the movies is mostly Asians.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
that's where the closest one is to her.
It's pretty multicultural here.
Is Toronto the Chicago of Canada? Do they apologize after they do each other?
It's more like
sorry.
We just really want to. They really want to be New York. That's what Toronto is. They've got like shitty little Times Square. That's just like fucking awful.
It's a mimicking New York City. Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
no, Josh. No. Would you rather wait? They would rather be KK capital of Canada. Yeah.
Wait, where are you going?
No, I'm reading Jericho, and then that's true. And then Josh's thing, I can't do fucking Nickelback. I hear that guy's voice, and
I love certain Nickelback.
Yes,
I love certain Nickelback.
You were born in Toronto. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I lived there for a while when I was really young, And
Poor Joe.
I lived there again doing journalism for like a couple months. And
Do you realize how many Canadians we're surrounded by?
I know, and
Canadian?
Jay's our next guest
Jay's
on this
Canadian,
show in 2 weeks. So I was like,
Bagface, Vex, Zax, angry
Yeah,
Canadian that
we're
sometimes comes
taking
in here.
over.
AJ, what's up?
Oh, there's
Abomination?
hey AJ,
just
we were
talking
just
about
talking
you, buddy.
about you. We were talking about how you're a black man who likes furries.
Furry. Well, so-called.
So-called.
Sorry.
So-called.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
So let me ask you something. Would you ever
Yeah.
consider doing music again?
Yeah, actually, I've been slowly learning guitar because it's the only instrument out of all the band instruments that I can't play. I played
Wait, can you
bass
play
for
the
years.
drums?
Yeah, I played drums in
fucking
the
love
band.
drums. I
Yeah.
love drums.
Drums are the funnest. So like
Yeah.
and that's kind of like tying into like, where it feels like sometimes it's destiny or like leading you somewhere. Like, especially after I realized that the label that we were with, we got like the
That's okay, Andrew.
yeah,
We
you're
didn't
from
think
the
you were
Midwest,
Canadian.
though.
Oh,
Isn't
thanks,
Andrew from the
Platoon. Well,
Midwest?
we know
Platoon, we
Platoon's
know you're not Canadian either.
with the
The
goddamn
accent
food
gives
that-
it away.
Well, the food that you eat, we know you're not Canadian.
Yeah,
Listen,
what the
to
hell?
defend Platoon, I'm a vegetarian, so I would eat
That's
beans
your problem.
on toast.
I'm not saying
good
it's bad.
protein. It's
saying
good
it's bad.
protein.
It is.
Beans and toast sounds good, but that's like all they eat.
You know what? Hey, Platoon, if he wasn't on the frickin' keto, I would serve it to him for Sunday dinner.
I would eat beans and toast, but it's not as a meal. I
You
wanna
can't
food.
eat beans because you're on.
I want to
you're on
eat
the-
food. We have food here.
Listen, cannoli, you're on the keto, and beans are not keto friendly.
I
Now
don't
there's
give a shit.
toast.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
you
keto
get the keto
toast.
bread.
Yeah.
There's keto
We have
bread.
keto bread, but he doesn't do the keto anyway. I support beans and toast anyway.
Back
We're
So
pretty-
you were talking about doing more music if you could.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
is
So
good.
like, I realized. So like, the deal that we got from the bigger label was. Oh yeah, I'll answer that in a question.
Yes,
or
hold
in a
on,
text,
Josh. I am Italian and vegetarian.
Weird,
and it
I
is-
know.
It's
That's
an
weird.
interesting listen.
Oh, God.
All I have to tell you is getting pregnant fucks everything up. All right. It makes you emotional.
She
and
hates me.
I'm an animal lover. My
God.
first dog looked like Norman from City Slickers. I don't know what to tell you.
Like the
I
cow.
don't know what to tell you. But yes, it's a weird combination. I listen.
See, I thought that too about our dog, and then I went and ate a hamburger. Right after I was like,
First
oh.
of all, cannoli. Red meat tried to kill him, so he doesn't eat hamburgers
Actually, that
anymore.
was a reference to the. Oh, okay. I see. Oh,
Actually, that was a
Platoon plays the
reference
guitar?
to the guitar. Oh, okay. Yes, please.
Fine,
I will
Platoon,
defend your
fine.
beans and toast. Fine.
Still
Yes.
love it. Anyway, sorry, Bagface.
Go
Keep
ahead.
going.
Sorry.
No.
sorry.
I'm talking about the drums. Sorry, go.
Like, okay, so like I realized, so the deal that we got from the bigger label was 130 grand. And like, that was
Wow.
a fuck ton of money to
a
me
lot of
at
money.
the time.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And like, in some ways I'm like, oh, some people stole 100 grand from me. I would do some things. But in other ways, once I realized that like my band, the label didn't want my band after I left, I kind of realized like, I think I'm worth 100 grand to someone. Like, my singing is worth 100 grand.
There you
So
go.
after I realized that, I was kind of like, yeah, I could probably do music again.
Yeah.
And
sure.
yeah, it was like the only thing I loved for like a really long time. I remember like when I started dating my long-term girlfriend, we dated for like 6 years.
Wow.
And like the conversation was always like, you're priority number 2. The band is priority number 1. Like, and it will always be that way.
What does that mean?
No, I
Oh.
messaged. Yeah, that was to my message.
Okay, gotcha.
I got
Sorry.
fat
Well, that's
fingers.
because you type out scripts for 4-hour videos too. That'll keep your hands busy.
Yeah, like,
So are
it
you
would-
will you put so you still own a lot of that stuff from when you were in the band before?
yeah, they stole a lot of stuff from me. Like, they kept all of my microphones, and they kept
sucks.
a lot of like expensive gear that I had bought and all that stuff. But I slowly have been gathering stuff back enough to be able to do it on my own. And it's
There
just
you
something
go.
that I love doing, like regardless
Sure.
of.
Listen,
It's-
I'll
yeah.
support you. I just back to the journalism thing. I wanted to be a journalist in high school. I was on my high school newspaper. I really enjoyed it.
She never
My
shuts up.
mom, this goes, I should do a whole Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch stream on how shitty my childhood was. But my mom told me I didn't have what it took to be a journalist. However, if you ever need any, I did do marketing in my time. So if you ever need anybody to market your music,
okay, you should also
you should do
still
what
do
you
journalism.
love.
You know, it's never too late.
I'm too old, bad
No,
face.
I feel like I'm too old to fucking be doing YouTube and music still.
Me too. I feel like I'm too old to be doing YouTube as well.
Dude, the YouTube thing, I agree, because half
I
the
agree.
people we do shit with, they're like, "Oh, I'm 19," and I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing here? Like, what am I doing?" But,
no, I do.
Steven, thanks for
I feel
stopping
too
by.
old. But
Yes,
there's
you.
there's not a lot of women on YouTube that talk about all the effed up shit that's happening to women right now. So I feel like, you know, I'd like to try to make.
Look, Josh said he could be your manager.
There you go.
Hey,
Hey,
let's go.
there you go.
So there you go.
He's not going to call you they, Josh. He's not going to call you they them though. All right. It's not
Other way around.
grammatically correct.
Other way around. No, I well, so what? I want to see Backface and Eric July sit down. Oh, that would be a fun conversation.
Oh yeah, we have very differing views on a lot of things. I feel like Eric's a nice guy though. He seems like a nice guy.
I do too.
I think.
Sorry, Josh. I was kidding.
I would like to see that conversation. That would be fun.
Let me ask you something. What is the craziest political view you think you had when you were really far left that you don't any longer support? Do you have anything where you were like, wow, I can't believe I ever thought that, and now being kind of not as far left as you were? Is there anything crazy that you regret supporting?
Yeah, what is one of the things you changed your viewpoint on?
One of the biggest things would be like I'm still kind of for it, but I was very for the idea of open borders.
Okay.
Which sounds fucking crazy, but like I watched a lot of breakdowns of like, because borders used to be open in America, which I found really fucking interesting. And then like I dug into like why that worked and like what changed it. And it turns out like a lot of illegal immigration, and the reason that like immigrants don't like to leave America is because it's so hard to get back and forth. So there was like a long time when I was like, we should probably do that open borders thing again. But Canada's population went up by 1 million people this year, and my rent went up by 1/3. So I'm like, okay, y'all can fuck off. Like, I don't want
go back to where you
go back to where the fuck you came from.
I'm okay with Mexicans coming across the border, the ones that want to better their lives and make a lot of them come over here and they work their asses off and they send money back home and they're just trying to make ends meet. And then you've got the other people that just come over here and start fucking shit up. And it's hard to probably differentiate between the two, but we're in Arizona, so we're a huge border.
Well, no, here's the biggest hypocrisy. Yeah, we're border states, right? So we've been dealing with this forever. Now you have like New York and Massachusetts getting all these immigrants, and they're like, wait a minute, why are you sending them here? We don't want them. And I'm like, wait. These are the
sanctuary
people
city in name only.
Yeah. And I'm like, these are the people that when you're politicking, you're talking about, you know, while you're safe in your state saying, oh, we need to help open borders open. And now that it's becoming an issue and you're getting overrun, it's like, oh, no, we got to take care of the mayor of New York City the other day. Said, we got to deal something with the border. I'm like, hold on, asshole. It's like, for years, your fucking city was like, no, let them all into Arizona, California, Texas. And and I'm like, wait, now it's a problem?
That's the thing. Is like,
I'm okay with certain aspects of it, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
In Arizona,
thank you, Josh.
I feel like a lot of the state funded health insurance plans are taken advantage of by people that just come to this country and they don't want to work and they don't want to give back. So, you know, that's what bothers me as well. Oh, hi, love it. How are you? Thank you so much
from the TV. I'm on your TV right now. That's
we're blowing up, and I'd say
I did put better concealer on, so hopefully it's
that whole Martha's Vineyard thing that happened a couple of years, was it last year or 2 years ago, where all these immigrants, I think it was the Texas governor, said, send them there and see what happens. Yeah. And it's a rich area. It's an upscale, like that's money. And they were like, nah, we're going to turn these people away. And that's where Bill Maher was like, I remember even him saying, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Yeah. Like this, you vote a certain way to allow all this shit, and then when they come on your doorstep, it's like, nah, we don't want them here.
You know what's really interesting though?
Yeah.
Look what's interesting though. Okay, just perspective. Vex has been trying to come over here for how long? She's trying to do it the right way.
Yep.
She wants to be over here. She should be over here by September. As of today, I mean, maybe it's changed, but she hasn't said anything. She has not gotten her interview to come to the United States.
That's
okay?
and that's the USA side now.
Well, no, also, so I have a friend that I've known for 20 plus years who is from Bosnia. I have one friend. She's from Bosnia. She's an older lady. And she came the right way. And you know what? She had to take the whole, citizens test. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even think I could pass that fucking test.
No, that shit's hard.
It's hard.
I got a visa when we were touring the States. I had to get a visa.
Oh, did you?
Too.
Okay.
Yeah, probably had to get one.
But that's why I always kind of felt like the more I was doing research, the more I realized like the best part about open borders, and it's different now in the world that we live in. It's like hard. It's hard to understand, but like the benefit of once people come in, they can leave freely and know they can come back. Like the thought process for me was basically like, well, maybe people actually don't like living in the US and they just want to come and like make some money and pay some taxes on it and then just go home. Yeah. But
let me tell
the reality
Josh,
of it
honey,
it's not going to work.
Wait, Josh,
she's married.
She's married and he lives in Florida and he has a house and she's just waiting to meet him there. So no, she can't even get here and
I'll give Vex a work visa in Arizona. She could stay here for a month and then we'll send her to Florida when it's all
that's true. I'm trying to smuggle Zach's shoulders.
No, Zach's shoulders don't fit into doorways. They're so big. Jesus Christ. Sorry. What did you say back then?
My fucking pussy ideology, because I was a big old pussy. So it led me to the girl that organized all the canceling against me was actually an illegal immigrant in Canada. She had moved. She had moved from Boston and like came to Canada illegally and had been deported once and then came back again and was like there illegally again. And she was doing this thing where like it's a very long story, but basically she was messaging one of my friends being like, hey, you should kill yourself. Because she was like a fucking psychopath.
Wow.
And we like sat down with a bunch of our friends and they were like, let's get her deported. Let's get her kicked out of the country. I was like, no, guys, no, we shouldn't. Like this is a person that like needs, like community and attention. And I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have been such a bitch because I could have just been like,
no. You're a nice person and you didn't want her to be treated like you were being treated. And I probably would have done the same thing. You're a nice person.
It's weird though that like, you always assume if you're like, I'm nice, people won't fuck with me. But
well, then Josh, get your shit together and get her.
Well, I know I'm never pissing off Josh because I'm gonna disappear.
Listen, if Vex needs to get here, and then if well, you have dual citizenship, so you can come here at any time. Then
no, I don't have my visa anymore. It was like a work visa, so it was only for a year.
What is that? Bags the fuck you mean? Dump that? What?
That how straight up.
Sorry, I've had 4 Trulies. That doesn't make any sense.
Was that I feel like that was that. I can't even see Andrew's comment.
Andrew, is your mustache typing for your body? That's what I feel like with that thing. It's amazing. I love his fucking.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, ho! Wait, ho!
Wait. Oh,
ho!
Oh, he said he dumped that ho.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know what he means. Like he should have.
That's the thing. It's like I was too nice, and like I knew that person didn't like me all the time, and I was always a person that like I was just always I like being nice. It's just like who I am. It feels better.
Yeah, it does. I kind of get it's a lot of trouble to go through and try to ruin or just fuck with somebody or ruin them. It's like I'm like you though. I'm like, is it really worth it? Because I'm thinking of all the consequences and what can come back to me. And I'm like,
this is breaking my universe right now. You guys are.
Geez. We're in the same. It's Inception.
Whoa! How did you get over there?
It's a fucking wild.
Can I do that too? If I just
if you move. Oh well, you know what? It didn't work, but we could keep trying.
Honestly, there's no fucking way I'd come visit you in Arizona.
No, you gotta see. The problem is I always tell people that here's the thing: everything's backwards here. So like when I have family back east where they have kids and they want to come to visit, it's usually the summer because the kids are out of school. I'm like, no, you have to come during the fall to the winter because it's the perfect climate.
Yeah,
but that's not everybody travels during that time of year because they're still.
It's funny. all the rich people from Calgary that I knew all have houses in Arizona.
No, dude, I
Yeah.
see so many every fucking winter Canadian license plates, and I'm like, why are you coming here? I'm like, well, I guess if you're on that
fucking cold.
yeah, I was gonna say if it's like 70 here in December and January and February, I get
Well, what do you say all the time, Cannoli? When it's like our fall or our winter, if our summer was like this, it'd be a great place.
So here's the thing.
Everybody would live here.
Well, here's the problem though. It's already getting overcrowded and with the 120 degrees for 6 months because everybody's leaving California and fucking coming here and rooting this state now.
So it's the next one over, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's 6 hours away by car, 5 hours away by car. And
we should show up at Cynic's house so we can force him to what?
Oh God. You know what?
Can you answer this question, Cannoli? Because you love his mustache.
Love my stash at this point. No, because I don't know, Bagface. What is it about his stash that it's a beautiful thing?
It's partly because you're so young, you know?
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
It's like, oh, look at you trying to be a man.
Yeah,
so cute. So cute.
Yeah, like he shaves and he's like, I'm a man.
Yeah, I don't. Do you have to shave? Is it? Like I feel like it's just the stash. He doesn't have to shave anything else. You know?
Oh, no, Roman, we don't hate you for living in California.
Oh no. Like it's a shame. Yes, California has its issues. I haven't been in a long time, but anyway,
the only people that leave California are the fucking worst people in California.
You're not he's not the bad one.
Yeah.
People like him are fine. It's everybody, and I know people personally who've come and like we had to get out of California. Yeah, because we love you, Andrew. Because of financial reasons or political, like it got too expensive, and then they come in.
But the problem is they bring all the bullshit here.
They vote in the same policies that they force them to leave, and I'm like, I don't fucking get the logic. Why?
Arizona has turned purple now.
It's changed
because of all of this.
Well, it's a lot because of young people too. A lot of young people.
Yeah.
I hate Roman. No, I'm just kidding. I love Roman. Roman's making meatballs, and I want them because I love.
Oh, is he making them?
Yeah, homemade. Sauce and meatballs. Are you fucking kidding me? Please.
What are you talking about? I could make that any time for you. What's the matter with you?
What did Josh say? According to New York Times, mustaches are gay. Wow. Yeah.
Wait, I have to shave.
I have one day.
He has a gnarly neck beard.
He's a hairy guy for a 21-year-old.
Well, why doesn't he just do a beard? We might take him more seriously.
You know,
it's neck beard, no face beard.
Here's what I wanted to say. I'll give Andrew and even Uninspired, because they're the same fucking age. I'll give them a lot of credit. They actually don't act like people from their generation.
No.
I've had them on streams now plenty of times, and they're actually pretty mature for their age. Like they were actually well-rounded, and I don't know why. So I don't know what drugs you're fucking taking. Keep them up. Keep doing it though, because yeah. Oh, you should have a beard, definitely.
Why don't you guys all try to grow them in November? Isn't that the no shave month for dudes?
No, I think that's a different kind of month, November. There's something else you don't do in November.
Yes, that is true. Working out, you're right. It is far right.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah.
If you want to be healthy, and work out, which we try to, because Cannoli tried to die on me 2 years ago, and he lost 150 pounds, and then I lost like 50 pounds with him. So no, being in shape and being healthy is not fat phobic.
I don't understand this thing. Like,
no, I'll tell you what it is. I saw something on TikTok the other day, or somebody who was talking about it. It might have been, I think it was Jay, Drunk 3PO had it on his. There was this heavyset lady in a bikini, and she was talking, she was flaunting her body, and she was talking about how people that didn't like her body were fat phobic. No, it's an excuse for them or a way for them to be okay with themselves. We are allowed to, if we want to be healthy, that is not fat phobic.
They don't want to put the work. A lot of people just don't want to put the work in to get healthier.
It is Movember. I told you.
November.
But it's mustache Movember.
Oh, I like
mustache. You're right. Sorry.
And just get a head start.
Andrew is an elitist. If working out is alt-right, Andrew says that I am a leftist as fuck. But you're like 20. You can eat anything and it just burns off.
Yeah, you're a skinny little prick. I've seen you.
Like that when I was 20. But yeah, everything has ism to it. Go ahead.
My big conspiracy theory.
Oh, please!
It's so much deeper.
I love conspiracies.
This is my favorite one. Where I feel like it's being pushed by a lot of companies in the US. The whole like Coca-Cola is like, oh yeah, it's totally like Nazi-ish if you drink water and you're fit. It's like, oh, is
No,
it?
you're right.
They
Is
want to
it?
sell their products. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's very financially beneficial for a bunch of people to be like, I accept that I'm fat in the US.
Yep.
It's like, yes, please
No,
do.
it's true.
Please, for the
We
love
have
of
to
God.
be accepting of it. And if you don't, I watched this whole video where if you actually work out, it was a psychiatrist or something, which was even scarier. But if you
Psychotic.
work out and you're health conscious, you're actually fat phobic. And the mind fuck that she was playing was like, I didn't believe it because I'm like, that is not true because I've been heavy. Cannoli's been heavy. You're much happier when you're not. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're much happier
yeah.
when you feel better, when you can go pick clothes. Like no offense, but Cannoli had to shop twice a year at a store out here that had the big and tall section. Now I can get him fit at Costco.
Yeah, they used to use my shirts for tents for the circus.
Yo, you know, I used to be big too. I feel you.
Yeah, no, I remember you mentioning
Yeah.
that, and I will say, like, it is work. Like, you have to keep it up, and I understand.
Did you emotionally eat during that time? Because I feel you. I emotionally
yes.
eat. Yeah,
Food is comforting, man.
I gained probably 80 pounds.
Yeah,
in
it's
a year
easy.
and a half.
It's easy
because
do.
I didn't
It's easy.
I couldn't go out and go to the gym. I couldn't go out and run or do anything, and then I wasn't buying groceries a lot, so I literally ordered Uber Eats like twice a day. And I
Yeah.
would just
No,
get
I get it.
yeah, and it
Let me
felt
tell
fucking
you.
good.
Food is so comforting, isn't it though?
Yeah.
Especially,
Well, and that's the thing that like I'm not fat phobic, and I'll always be from being like a fat person, before, like I'll always understand like how hard it is. And it's not like the biggest thing. Jay, have a good night, homie.
See you later,
Good
baby.
seeing you.
We'll
Hi,
see you in a
Jay.
couple of
Thank
weeks,
you,
buddy.
buddy.
I always like when people used to ask me like how, because I was 380 pounds. That's like how much I weighed. And people used to always
How
ask,
tall are you?
6'1". So
Wow. Okay, because
yeah,
Cannoli is 6'5" and he was almost 400.
yeah, and yeah,
Wow.
So I was rounder than you.
Yeah, so 80 pounds on 6'1" is okay. All right.
And I lost a bunch of weight before I got canceled though.
Sure.
But like I realized what I would tell people when they were like, how'd you lose weight? Like, what was the biggest thing? And I was like, it's a mind game. Like,
Yep.
it's not like going to the gym every day and like having the motivation to do it. It was like changing my frame of mind to be like, I don't want to be unhealthy and unhappy anymore. And like those two things are so intertwined that it just, and it's so weird to me that like people are now saying that it's all like, I understand that it's probably a higher percentage of people on the right that are fit, but I don't think that makes it a right-wing thing.
Listen, the fact that whether or not you're health conscious or not has a political side to it is so fucking weird to me.
Yeah, it's so exhausting.
It's like you either want to be healthier because listen, Cannoli and I have always kind of been the same political view, fat or skin or healthy. Yeah. So I find that the fact that they're tying that to a political agenda to me is just like they're desperate.
It's like you said before. It's a victim mentality thing because they don't want to actually do the work, and it's hard work. And
it is hard work.
He's right. Changing your mentality, but also changing your your mindset of how you're going to eat is a big thing. Like I come from a big Italian family. Our fucking lives are
well. That's how you show love in Italian. You feed them.
And we're talking about portions, like massive portions.
Honey, you're talking to a black man. They do the same shit.
Well, no, okay, well, I'm just saying,
no, that's what families do.
What the sickness forced me to do is really get down to the crux of it and go, okay, I need to portion my food out better. The keto thing was really just like I want to do this quick, but then maintain it, and it worked. Yeah. And it taught me portion control. I don't need the food. My mental clarity completely just changed.
Yeah.
My brain fog went away. I was functioning better in everything, and I mean everything. Ask Miss Cannoli. But like, it's amazing. And then now, like, I understand where people maybe have where they fluctuate with their weight a little bit.
It's also a cultural thing, though. Food is a cultural thing. Like, Hispanic families, Italian families, African American families, we all show our love by food. We love to cook.
They get together in food. It's
exactly.
How they show,
I think like in a non-traditional American lifestyle, like if you're back in Italy, culturally, I feel like eating that much food and doing what you would do in Italy, which is, you know, probably a lot more exercise, being outside a lot more, walking a lot more, it doesn't impact you the same.
No, my uncle has family there, and they went to visit like 2 years ago, and it's exactly that. Like they eat a lot, but they have smaller meals throughout the day.
Yep.
And yes, there's a lot of, they're not sitting watching fucking TV like we do for hours.
Yeah, you don't get off work and just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and they have like these what do they have, like the siestas in the middle of the afternoon where they take break. Like everything's just calmer. And you're right, there's a lot of walking, a lot of being active, going to the grocery store, like the corner. It's like it's a different world, man.
It's clean too.
It's clean.
Like, yeah. What you're eating, if you're eating a ton but it's clean, it's going to be easier for you to maintain a certain weight.
100%. And then you go to
it is an old person tradition for sure. Because when I used to visit New York when I was a kid, it was like everything was like, have you eaten? You need to eat. Have something to eat. Let's eat.
Yeah.
That's the way they show love.
My grandma, I could just eat a whole massive lunch, and then an hour later, you're still hungry, and I'm like, you just fed me like a 5 meal.
But yes, I am still hungry. Yes, feed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it definitely, food has even hard to obtain for most of the time. Yeah, it is. It's just an elder thing too. I think it's our older generation where that's how they showed love. But if you saw it too, our older generations were not heavy set because they ate in moderation, and they also ate fresh home cooked meals. They didn't eat all the shit that we have now. So I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was.
Yeah,
that was what I was getting at. Is like, especially in the States, like when we would go down there and tour, it was fucking exhausting sometimes, like trying to find food that you don't feel like shit after eating. Like there's some places in Canada, you know, you can go and like get some things that are ready made or whatever, but even here it's really hard to find things that aren't processed and they're not like entirely carb based, like cheese thing, you know what I mean?
Right. No,
like,
for sure. And I think something happened to Cannoli. He dropped out, but you can make a burger at home. It'll be around 400 calories. Go to a restaurant. Yeah. I mean, it is true. You can have your, that's the thing too, in America. It's just like, everything is so huge and everything is so full of calories and everything. But I have to say, there's nothing like eating a big emotional meal to make you feel better for the moment than when you can't put your pants on, then you feel depressed.
I know. Right. And that's like the vicious circle. What
it is. How much weight did you lose after 80 pounds then, or did you go more than that?
No, so right now I weigh like 205. So but my lightest I got down to 170.
Okay.
So I lost 200 pounds.
I think this looks like a good healthy weight for you. So this is probably like Cannoli. Where the fuck did you go? You froze. This was you.
So I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, all the power goes out down here. I thought I died for a second because everything went.
The power went out.
Yeah, everything just.
What do you mean the power went out?
Did you hit a breaker?
Power went out. It's weird, and then all of a sudden, it all came back on. I was like,
oh, of course you do, Andrew. You skinny little prick.
But also, I've learned it's just as much of a fucking pain in the ass to be Andrew as it is to be fat. Yeah, like I had a friend, one of my best friends. So like I talked about this in my video a bit, but there was this kid that I grew up with. We met in daycare when I was 8 and he was 7, and we were friends from like then on. And he was one of the he also literally never spoke to me again. It was the weirdest fucking thing, but when we were growing up, like we lived together, like the first person I moved out with when I was 18 was him. And we pretty much had the same diet, and he weighed 140 pounds and he was 6'3", and I weighed like 350 pounds and I was 6'1", but we ate the same shit. And you're like, he was always struggling because he's like, I can't fucking gain weight.
Can't gain weight. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, it's kind of, I would almost rather lose weight. I'd rather be a person that like has to lose, because I know what to do to lose weight. It's kind of hard to figure out, like force yourself to eat 3.
But you know what you realize though? You realize too, though, like I worked with somebody who was very, very thin, and she actually was very self-conscious for being that thin.
Yep.
So you look at thin people and you're like, oh, they must be really happy with where they are, but they aren't necessarily very happy.
I like Josh's comment. Pants are overrated. Yes.
Pants are overrated. Yes, they are.
So true.
Yeah. You want to look at this. I live in sweatpants shorts. This is it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I.
good
Sweatpants,
job.
shorts. Oh fuck! You know, you never
Dude,
even notice if you gain weight.
Now,
Well,
see,
Cannoli works from home too, so he.
yeah, I work from home full time, so I can wear I wear basketball or just comfortable basketball all the time, and she
The
hates it.
best.
She'll come home from work in this weather and be like, "Oh, it's so hot." I'm like, "Yeah, it must have been bad."
No,
out there today."
actually, I don't hate
Oh,
it
this
because
I'm
AC,
good.
oh.
no,
Yeah,
Cannoli. I don't hate
exactly.
it because that's easy to do your laundry. I just throw them in the dryer. When you have to wear your
That's
dress
true.
pants, I have to hang them up. So, Roman
That's true.
hasn't worn pants for 3 years. I beg to differ, sir. I saw you last summer and you were wearing
I
pants.
Andrew says I got called Gollum in middle school.
Is that what he said?
Jesus.
Wait, hold on.
Is that why Lord of the Rings is your favorite movie?
Or
Is that why-
which one happened first? Was Lord of the Rings your favorite, and you got
Yeah.
called Gollum, or what?
Poor Andrew.
But I
Wheel,
think
have a good night.
Oh, thanks, Wheels. Thank you later, buddy.
Oh, thank you, sir. Or
Yeah,
ma'am.
you too,
I don't
buddy.
know. Listen,
Shorts
you never
life,
know.
Zax. I'm telling you, in living in a warm climate, you have to adjust to staying cool. And shorts, it's
Yep.
6 months out of the year, man. But here's where we're wimps, though. When the weather changes and breaks, I swear to God, when it's 70, anything below 70, I'm fucking freezing because we're so used to the heat. So there was a time when it gets like in the 30s here, and I'm telling people like Vex last winter are doing a show. It's like, oh, it was 34 here this morning. And she goes, yeah, and I'm like, that's cold. And she goes, no.
No,
That's
no.
not cold.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
I like
Yeah,
to
do it.
see Josh in a suit. Next time, hey Josh, next time you do your stream, I want to see you
Well,
in
hold
a
on.
suit.
Josh is going to be on our Monday show for the Batman.
Oh, then
So
he
you can
needs
wear
to
a-
be in a suit.
What is Bagface
So-
looking up? What are you looking up?
I
I'm
went to
looking
church.
up. Okay, and then what's like 30, 35? And
Oh, you
5
yeah. Well, you got metric system
is-
bullshit going on
Okay,
over
so where I'm from, it would go up to like 95 in the summer,
there. Right.
Okay.
and then the coldest it ever was, there was a day in the winter that it was minus 68 Fahrenheit.
Minus 68.
Minus 68. It was
I would
literally
die.
colder. There was an article that came out. It was colder than Mars where I lived.
Okay,
was
so
colder
how
than
Did
did
the
your
North
pipes
Pole.
freeze? Did your pipes freeze?
No, because we have fucking infrastructure.
They
Okay?
actually built for that shit. No, they actually built for that shit. It's
Yeah,
weird.
we do.
But
But yeah, you like don't go
Wow.
outside. Yeah. So like I'm good to like
Josh.
hold on, I gotta look. What's like minus
Oh, right.
uh,
Excuses, Josh. You could just wear the top part. Nobody's telling you to wear
Josh,
pants.
come to the show naked. I don't care what you're doing, man.
yeah, just wear a long shirt. I do
And we're
that
talking
sometimes.
about the Batman, so I don't know what your take on the movie is yet. but
Cannoli
we'll-
got a cute little what is it called? A bobblehead?
my daughter bought me a Funko Pop, Batman Funko Pop. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
that's
right.
fucking dope.
I was like, okay, it's a nice little gesture. She
She
knows
was
I love
out at the
Batman,
mall and
so-
she's like, she called me. She's like, Mom, they have Batman Funko Pops. Do I get like the Robert Pattinson one or do I get the
No 89.
do I
She
get
got
the
me
Michael
Batman-
Keaton one?
She got me
She
the
got-
Batman 89.
Go ahead, get it, Cannoli.
Hold on, let me.
And like I'll keep talking about fucking
I
weather
went
while
to
he grabs
Zax's
that.
birthday stream pseudo naked. Yeah, we know. It's listen, whatever you gotta do. There, you got it, Cannoli?
Yeah, see, she
Look
got
how
me this.
cute that is. It's
That's
the little
fucking
Michael
sick.
Keaton one.
That's so dope. I like that
Dude,
they
it
put
was
the white
only
eyes
10.
on it.
It was only
Yeah.
$10.
No,
Well,
that's
it's,
not
you
bad.
know, it's not bad.
That's not bad at all. So
Mm-mm.
you should put it up on the water container, Cannoli, for your show.
I went to Zax's birthday stream pseudo naked. Well, hey,
Yep,
you can come to,
you
you can
missed
come to
that
our
part.
stream pseudo naked. That's fine.
What does pseudo mean?
But minus
Morning?
68 degrees. I can't comprehend that. I think the coldest it's been here is like 19 degrees or 8, and it snowed. It's actually snowed here.
Wait a
Like
minute.
nine-
Weren't we at a New York Giants game when it was like 19 degrees?
It was 19 degrees, and the Giants were playing the cart, and we were in the state. It was 5. I was.
Oh,
it
that's my
felt
and
like,
guess what? They ran out of
go.
hot chocolate, those
it
fucks.
felt like death.
Oh.
What do you mean that's your team?
The Giants, bro. I
Oh,
fucking
that's
love
my-
the Giants. It's the
You
only,
do?
Yeah, that's the only. Like I used to love NFL. I used to follow it really close, but
Yeah,
I haven't in a long time.
Oh,
I knew there was something about you I liked.
Cannoli loves the Giants too. He sticks
Do
with
you?
them.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, it's my team. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had a robe on. I was told to wear my birthday suit allegedly.
Mm.
Huh.
Listen,
Interesting.
you
Okay.
do what you come in a Riddler suit for the show.
All right. So,
um,
Bagface, how many cats do you have?
Just the one. His
And
name
what's
is
his-
Bubba.
Okay.
Say hi,
Bubba.
Bub. Look.
Aw, hi to baby. I love animals.
Oh, He's like, what are you doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
stop
Who are you
touching me.
showing me to?
So you just recently moved into what, a different apartment, or did you buy a house?
No, I just moved into a different apartment. I can't fucking afford to buy anything anymore, which is sad. I almost had enough money at one point, but yeah, here I'll show you. It's actually really funny because like it looks like I have a lot of space, but basically, I can move my camera. I guess
I think I saw too. Like you did a little tour.
There's my laundry hanging. So
Nice.
I got like a shelf and a kitchen, which is over there
behind you. Okay, I see.
Yeah, and then this side here, I got to take off my headphones for 1 second.
Okay, go ahead, do your thing, dude.
This is actually my bed.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wait,
pretty much, I basically live in like a.
Do you not have a TV
closet? No, I don't have a TV.
Okay, that's cool.
You just use your computer.
I have a projector.
Joker, how are you? Spice it up, my friend.
Oh, what up, Joker?
Hey, buddy.
But yeah, so I was living in
I was
like.
gonna say you got all your shit, your computer shit too, so you don't really need a TV.
No, it's easy. All I watch is fucking YouTube. So, but I was living in like a bigger apartment, and it just kind of, I don't know, it feels weird. I don't like living in like on the 4th floor of a building, and like there'd be sometimes where I'd I'd be editing like a Cynic video, and I wouldn't leave my house for like 2 days, and you just you feel like you're in a spaceship because like I couldn't really see the ground from my apartment. So I'm just like constantly looking at the tops of buildings and clouds, and it just I needed to. So now I live in a basement suite, which is nice.
There you go.
So
well, that's fitting for all the fucking editing you do.
Do you live with your girlfriend or do you live by yourself?
No, I live by myself.
Okay.
She has her own little basement suite that's like a 10-minute walk away, which isn't that bad.
Aww.
No, that's cute. I like that.
That's
sweet. It's Montreal. Honestly, the place I live is really fucking. It's like I've been to a lot of cities, like in the U.S. I've been to a lot of cities in Europe and in Canada, and like this city is the fucking coolest and like the nicest city I've been to. It's really cool. So
nice.
I wish Cannoli would move out to his own little place, but
I wouldn't backface if there's another basement suite there. But
listen, Cannoli, where you're sitting used to be the dining room, and I changed it into a podcast room. What more do you want from me?
that's a real love.
I did. That used to be, that was the dining room, like our kitchen area where we would sit and have dinner. And I got rid of my kitchen table and my coffee bar for him.
When I decided to do the YouTube thing, I told her I'm going to need, first it was a workstation, right? For work because COVID happened. And then I started working from home.
And tell him about the nice desk I built you.
Yeah. Like she had a nice kitchen table and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to use the space. And I said, I want to do YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was like, really?
In all fairness, first of all, he tried to die on me.
Well, that too.
And then he came home
to you some points.
That's some brownie points right there.
That'll give me some points. But like in general, I was like, I want to do this and I want to do this YouTube thing. And I really want to start it. And she's like, okay, no big deal. She moved the kitchen table out. She turned the whole thing into what it is now. And I was like, wow.
I got rid of my coffee bar, which I used to love. But you know what? There was no room for his Zelda pictures, your Nintendo star, and your flags and all that stuff. So sometimes what you have to do, what did he say?
That's true love.
Empire makes me work in the hot ass. Listen, I let Cannoli.
If I had the space, if I worked in a garage here this time of year, I would literally die.
But you know what? In all fairness, like in the neighborhood we live in, our next door neighbors are renting our same model that we own. We couldn't even afford to rent our house.
Rents are insane.
Because it's so freaking. We bought like 18 years ago, maybe, and we're so grateful lucky. Because. We couldn't afford to even rent the place we live in.
Yeah, we were lucky,
ridiculous.
But it's hard. It's hard.
Needless to say, we don't have. We live in like a 1,200 square foot townhouse, and so we have like our bedroom, my daughter's bedroom, 2 bathrooms upstairs, and then we have like to the right of Cannoli is our kitchen, and so where he sits is like where the family, where like the eating area.
It's the white. Like you know what the funny? Everybody's like, why don't you get a bigger house? I'm like, why would I want to do that though? Like, why would I want?
Especially right now, you're gonna pay like 9% interest on a fucking house right now.
And we have like.
Yeah, no. And
Joker, it's like she's sleeping. She's taking a little midnight.
Like I don't want to do more work. I get the idea of having more space and I get it. But
you know what, this works too. Like we don't have to have an eating area. Turn it into a podcast because I use that area too.
It's all over.
But then when we double stream, he throws me up in the bedroom. So I have to
Roman. There you go.
Yeah, you guys can't stream beside each other. God forbid.
No. Oh God, no. This is bad enough.
You are now mapping Cannoli's house.
You know what's the weirdest shit? So like, you guys won't get this because people are fucking crazy in your community. But one time,
you never know.
One time when I was streaming on Twitch, I pulled my like camera up and I showed people outside my window, and I was like, "Yeah, I got a park outside my window." I was just like showing someone because I was pretty open.
Yeah.
And this fucking dude who like he was normal, like, but very weird.
He was normal.
He sent me my address like.
What?
I don't know, like 30 minutes later, he's like, "Is this where you live?" I found it. I was like, "How the fuck did you do that?" And he's like, "You showed me outside." I'm like, have you ever seen that like geotagging game where like it shows you like a picture?
That's really scary.
Yeah, so he was like really good at that game. So he could like see a picture of something and know what country it's in and like track it. And
that's creepy.
Like, so be careful out there.
No, well, the only person that could find us is probably Static because he lives out here.
Wow, look at Josh was saying. Yeah.
When I was paying $850 a month for a 2-bedroom, now studios. Oh my god,
dude, pricing is so outrageous right now in general, everywhere. Like being where we are in Arizona, the market is like my cousin's.
Well, we bought right before the market crashed.
Well, my cousin and his wife have good jobs. They make decent money, and they're like, yeah, we wanted to move here a year ago, and we can't even fucking afford it anymore. And if you want to move here, you have to go so far out in the middle of nowhere that even that's not cheap anymore.
And then it's costing you so much to like come into the city all the fucking time to work.
Yeah, the gas, and you have to drive everywhere here. The transportation sucks. You need a car.
You know what, Josh? We bought ours in 2006, and we bought our house right before what movie was made?
Oh no. So we bought our house in 2006, and when did the market crash happen? In 2008.
2008.
Right when we had our daughter.
So literally, our house was peaking in profit, and then bottomed out so much. I never thought we were going to recover. We were so upside down. It took literally almost fucking 12 years for it to like skyrocket again because the market went back up. But there was a point where I was like, "Yeah, we're never getting out from under this house." What did Zach say?
You guys should crash the housing market. I'm ready.
Canada rent like I was looking to move to Toronto when I was going to move across the country, and a 1-bedroom, the cheapest 1-bedroom I could find was $2,000 a month.
Like, holy shit!
Yeah, it's like fucking insane. And then my hometown, so I was paying like $1,150 when I moved from my parents' house, and then I looked because that was like a year ago now, pretty much when I like moved out.
Right.
And like I like read an article that was like, yeah, prices have gone up by like 30 or 50%. So I was like, what the fuck? So I went and looked. The cheapest 1-bedroom in the city now is $1,600. I was like, well, how the like I literally couldn't have afforded to like how like, and especially like, you know, your daughter is like 15, right? So like,
yes,
you know, she could move out in like 3-4 years. You know, I moved out when I was 18 and like made do, but like that's impossible now. Like
my boss, his sister has a really good job. She has a master's degree. He was a really good. They have a shitty family growing up, so he took care of her while she's younger than him. She's still living with him, saving money 5 years after graduating college, making a great salary, mind you.
Yeah,
she still can't afford a fucking house here. And and here's the problem. She's saving enough now where she could put a massive down payment on. But here's the problem. He said, once she puts the down payment on her house, there's no saved money anymore.
Yeah.
So she has nothing for an emergency, nothing for anything. And so she's going into a house with a massive payment with nothing to back her up.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. And she's like in her 30s, like her late 20s now.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck is our kid going to do? Like, what do you do?
You're gonna like she's gonna be in there till she's 35.
She's gonna live here till she's 40. It's like that's all right. I claim her on the taxes. I keep getting that benefit every year. That's fine.
Yeah, you guys will be able to afford a new place. You could just leave that one for her. And
I'll just give it to her. It'll be paid off. Then, you know.
But no, it's fucking crazy.
It's scary. Starting out as a young person, it's fucking.
But it's good to know. Not good to know.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's expensive everywhere. Even in Canada, you can't afford it. It's not even just in the United States.
Did you hear this bullshit about Biden that he wants to go after air conditioners, washers, and dryers, and
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna water heaters.
I will tell you right now, living in this fucking climate, if I have to put my air up to a certain temperature and it's not going to be good.
Nope.
It's not going to be good.
There's this article came out the other day for like, it was Toronto, and there was people that were living in units in a building in Toronto that were trying to install their own AC because it's hot as fuck here. Like it's like 100 and 105, 110 some days.
Oh, wow.
and the building was refusing to let them install their own AC. It's like, what the fuck? You're telling me I could pay for that shit? You're still not gonna let, like, what the
Well,
fuck?
I like what like the local power company will send out a newsletter saying, well, this is how much energy you use every month. This is what your neighbors are using. Why don't you raise your temperature? So they're saying you should raise your thermostat to like 82 degrees in the summer. And I'm like, okay, asshole, do you realize how fucking hot it is here? For most half the year,
well, especially when you have a 2-story.
82 degrees in your house is not comfortable because the air is not going to kick on as much. It was a central air thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I keep it at a modest, like not too crazy, but it's lower than that. And I'm like, and so they got so much shit for it. They actually stopped sending those newsletters because people here are like, are you fucking nuts? We're going to pay you if we're paying you more. Because like,
shut
I
the
know,
fuck up. Yeah.
like my parents, before they got their solar panel shit, they pay like $20 a month now for their power. It's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah.
But they were paying like $300-400 a month during the summer. And then it's funny in the winter, $40 because your air conditioning's off. That's how much power you're using.
The one plus of renting is like my apartment
it's in there.
68 degrees all the time. I have a set.
God.
I like living in a fucking fridge.
Dude, do you know what I would fucking do? We went to Vegas for the meetup and for the YouTube meetup. I had the air on 65 degrees.
I had to buy a sweatshirt.
Like I even woke up at one point and go, "Holy shit, it's cold!" But I hate sleeping in warm, hot weather. I can't.
Yeah.
So like this time of year, for budget reasons, I have to keep it at a certain temperature. Once the weather changes and it's like in the 40s at night. Oh my fucking God, I sleep so well because I open the window just a crack and you get that cool air in the middle of the night and it's perfect. This time of year, I fucking wake up, I'm sweating, I got 5 fans on me, and she's like, well, the air's on. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's not 60 degrees.
Fucking so hot.
It's like, come on.
Yo, it's actually crazy though. Like you're saying, you're like your parents did that solar panel shit, and I was looking that up the other day, and like there's people that literally pay $0 for like energy. Yeah, which is fucking. And they're like, yeah, I run AC and I drive a Tesla and I pay $0. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like well, you would think that places like this or Southwest, like especially in the Southwest where it's hot and sunny most of the time.
Yeah.
Why is solar power not more popular? Because
why don't you have like big ass rebates where you're like, yeah, it'll cost you $1,000, put them up. It'll save the city a fuck ton of money.
Because I think it's weird because the power companies will advertise it, but it's weird. It's so weird. Like they don't initiate it enough. And it's almost like they're being told, like, give it to the people a little bit.
What does that mean? Is that 14 degrees Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people. I know my grandfather used to sleep in New York when it was fucking below zero with the snow, and he'd keep the windows open. He was insane.
That's me. Yeah, if it's minus 20, I got my windows open. I'm sleeping great.
It's insane. But I love it. I love it.
Mike.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, so there's a benefit. The problem where we live is because we have a fucking townhouse. The HOA will not allow solar panels yet, and then they do. No, they will not allow them yet.
Yeah,
but that sucks.
But my dad down payment though, like. You gotta have so much fucking cash on hand to be able
Sometimes
to do that.
you do. Yeah, you can't get scammed. There's a lot of scammers out there people coming around.
Oh, really?
And these stupid people get it and they get taken for thousands of dollars.
Jesus.
And so it's weird.
Scams down there, man. There's a lot of scams. Yeah.
Joker Voice is in Vegas, so he gets same. Yeah, they're doing better with getting rebates. I just can't get it because my HOA won't fucking allow it.
Yeah, and even with the rebate, it's like you're paying what? $60,000 and they give you like $15,000 off. You still gotta fucking fork up like $40,000. Yeah, it's
like Mike said. You over time you get the cost, you get it back because you're saving so much money on your power. My dad the other day goes, guess how much I paid? He was like, it was $22 for my fucking monthly bill for power. I was like, you son of a bitch, but
yeah,
fucking ridiculous.
Where do your parents live?
They live in probably about 12, 13 miles north of me.
Oh yeah, they're
so they're here and
they're
close enough, but yet like enough to like a 15-minute drive. So I'm like, all right, you're but I love them. They're great.
You need that little bit of.
It's a nice buffer.
Yeah,
they're close enough to come pick up their fucking grandkid when she's on my.
Yeah, like they're really if they need to come over, it's just everything's fucking freeways here. So you're 10, 15 minutes you're here. But yeah. So they're here. My brother's here, and then a lot of my family's in the East Coast, and actually Texas, in Jersey. I have California. I have family all over the fucking world, basically. And
and I don't have any family, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
I know it's blasphemous for me to say this as a leftist, but I fucking love Texas.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Texas is fun.
Texas is so fun.
Let me ask you something, because I've had
Texas
6
is good.
Trulies. What makes you so much of a leftist? Like, what is your views that make you a leftist versus a rightist?
A rightist? A righty?
It's funny because I feel like a lot of stuff is blurred now.
Gotcha.
But initially it was kind of just like I found leftism, like I see them both as like leftism is like more you could just say like communist, like it's more like group oriented, and then right policies are always more like individualistic. And I always kind of found like there's a lot more benefits in my brain to like helping out the lower end people, and like I'm the kind of person like I think it's just built into who I am, that I'm always like I want to help the person that's most in need. And it used to be that leftism was that.
I agree with you, but let me just counteract that with the fact that I totally, and see, ask Cannoli, I used to be kind of a liberal.
Yeah.
Before I really got into researching. I think the very first time that I dove into politics was when Trump was running against Hillary Clinton. And
that's when everybody got into politics.
No, I know. But my whole thing is I live in a state where I feel like a lot of people who need help take advantage of it. And then it takes away from the people that really do need the help. Like, I feel like people who don't need help reap the benefits of it because they lie about it. And I feel like I don't know. I have a hard time. I want to help everybody too, but I feel like there's a lot of people who take advantage of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the same with like union arguments. Like, I'm really pro union. And I think like there's always the arguments that like unions do enable certain people that shouldn't leave their jobs, or that shouldn't have their jobs, to continue having those. But I think in the end, it's a net benefit to the majority of people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
I don't mind. I don't think helping people is a bad thing. I think having
but they have to want to help themselves too. And I think that's a lot of the problem. I
think that the victim mentality.
What we see in Arizona, especially people that come from the border and stuff, I feel like there's a lot of people who work really hard and should get help. And then there's the people that just want to come here and just live off of everybody else's paychecks.
It doesn't help when the government that they're coming to is going, yeah, we'll give you all this shit for free. Cool. Just vote for me in the next election.
I just wish there was a little bit more in place to where like, okay, we'll help you, but you have to do X, Y, and Z. I think that maybe but I used to be very liberal. I used to be where like I wanted to help everybody for everything because I didn't want anybody to suffer.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I wish I got a little bit more help with the mental health situations and stuff like that. But I don't know. But I used to be a lot like you too.
Well, and then I get into like when I think about, I just assume like it's really hard to judge when you're in the States because everything is very polarized and it's really hard. And your country is just right wing in general. So even your left is very like, hold on, I want to read this. It's also a question of whether policies designed to help the poorest actually have that effect, which more leftist policies. Yeah.
That's a good point. A lot of leftist policies are made to keep them down, to keep power in certain political.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I think it should help them make better of themselves, so they don't have to rely.
Well, they'll tell them that it's going to do that, but yet it's not, and they know. And the smart ones can see through it and pull themselves out. And others just don't. They don't want to. They just fall victim to it.
And this is where like I land more on socialism still than I do, is because I feel like the game that is capitalism, the way it works is like you kind of always have to have poor people. And like I don't think full socialist is a good idea either, but I feel like there is a good middle ground somewhere, you know, where like that's why I feel like Canada was less affected in 2008 than the US was, and we're you know just as financially tied to you guys. And there's like our bounce back from COVID and everything, and like we bounced back a lot faster. I think a lot of that has to do with not specific policies, but the mentality and the knowledge of like someone's got me. And I feel like that's not as prolific in the States. Like it's not
wouldn't that just create more control for the government to control the people though? Because they're still doing that.
But
I'm just asking. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just asking.
It kind of does the opposite in some cases where like, like if you own a small business kind of thing, it doesn't feel like I'm completely on my own. If I get fucked, like, there's, and like the healthcare and stuff, like it feels like it just gives you the feeling of like, someone's got me, so it's okay for me to get someone else. Where I feel like in the States, it never really feels like that. Like even when there's leftist policies, it's always like someone's just trying to fucking get at me.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people lost a lot, businesses, and a lot of shit happened. A small business. Our business. The one I work in now. We were very close to calling it quits, and I felt really bad for the owner. And we bounced back. We were lucky to. We didn't get any help from the government. We said we'll still try to pull out of this on our own before we get a handout, and we did. It actually within about 3-4 months after we finally start to see people come back to work, give us work, and I was like, oh, okay. And then we actually got bigger, and unfortunately, it's because a lot of companies that were doing what we were doing, smaller, had to shut down. So we were getting a lot of their clientele because there was nowhere else to go. Yeah. And we kept
what? So. I agree with Mike has bad knees. If you're the party of the poor, what incentive do you have to help the poor from stop being poor? I think too, a lot of it is hard because if you rely on having help, it's hard to get out of that. So I think it helps, but it also can hinder you from having the help because then you depend. I don't know what the right answer is.
Well, see, then I really don't. Yeah, Joker. I know a lot of people feel that way too, and then Platoon's got a great point. Yeah, this the housing. If you actually pay attention to what happened, what's up, Copa? The subprime mortgage thing happened because they were trying to help people getting to houses they couldn't afford it, and they knew they shouldn't give it to them, but that mortgage companies were making a shit ton of money off these these interest rates because people didn't realize.
I gotta have a debate with Platoon because I feel like me and him we differ from what I know about your past, Platoon. And yeah, motherfucker, I looked into you.
Beans and toast, motherfucker.
I dug
beans
deep.
And toast.
I feel like we have differing views on a lot of things, but I feel like we are both like knowledgeable enough to have a real debate. And like that's the thing is I feel like there you go. It was masked like a lot of leftist policies. It was masked as like we're going to help the poor get mortgages so they can have homes and they can own homes. But that was not what it was. It was so a bunch of fucking people could make more money than they were.
Well, yeah, part of it was they knew that they were going to give people like if you ever pay attention, they were giving what's the interest rate, not the fixed one, the other one that just that was the problem.
It was the one that fluctuated.
It adjusts after so much time, and people were like, "Wait a minute, I have to pay 30% of a fucking like some ridiculous like what?" And what is Platoon saying?
Hi, Cajun Corey. What did he say?
How do you even say that? God, these Trotsky. See, I'm not educated enough. I'm sorry. I'm not an elitist.
Enough either. You can't use big words if we debate.
At university, I'm up for a good. Oh.
Adjustable rate mortgages. Mike has bad knees. He's right. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. So Cannoli and I were trying to buy a house back in 2008.
That's it. Prime.
No, 2006. And somehow we got screwed. And the mortgage company didn't know we were closing. It was a whole thing. Oh, yeah. So they said, "Oh, you can have this house, but you have to do the adjustable mortgage rate." I said, "Hell to the no. I'm not doing it." And that's how we ended up where we're at now.
In 5 years, it'll be fixed. I'm like, in 5 years,
what did he say?
You could jump fucking 30%.
Yeah, you can bury me in 5 years. That's half a decade.
So are you trying to tell me that we need to have? hold on. We need to have a future Cannoli Connection show with a debate between
where are you?
Bagface and Platoon? Is that where
yes.
Is that the show we're fantastic. I'm just putting it out there, Platoon. Just saying.
Where did you see that comment?
I'll call you out, Platoon.
Platoon said he's good. He's up for a good debate because he's a college boy or university boy.
University. He went to university.
See, okay, we got to set this up now.
As long as we don't debate on Barbie. Wait, I never want to fucking talk about that.
Is it only Bagface and Platoon? Is that it? Like just
if we want to get Eric July in here too, I'll take them both on.
I'll take Eric July in here.
Platoon is right. The government puts back.
Platoon, we'll set it up. Platoon, I'll be in touch.
Wait a minute. Platoon
Vase
is right, though. The government pushed banks to lend to lower income areas, which heavily lean to the neighborhoods of color. That's not That's not nice.
So who could be the third person in the debate?
Why do you need 3 people?
Well, because Josh said make it a 3-way debate. So,
I mean, Josh, you gonna come on? You gonna debate?
Josh, is that what you're saying? You want to debate?
You want to come on? You gonna come on pseudo naked and debate me?
Pseudo naked, baby.
Why is Flaccid Phoenix going live during our show? How rude.
Well, because he does that. He does it on Monday. We love Flaccid. Flaccid is awesome.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Josh said he would come on.
Okay.
Yeah, get a conservative.
Yeah. So we'll get you, Platoon, and sorry, Josh, I'm slow. You, Platoon, and Backface, and you guys can debate. We'll just come up with questions and you guys debate it all. There you go. It's a future episode. It's happening now. This is going to happen now.
That'd be fantastic.
What is it? What's the episode about?
It's going to be Platoon, Josh, and Bagface doing a 3-way debate about politics and state of the country and things moving forward. And beans.
Well,
and toast.
Josh leans conservative, so he can be the
Josh
conservative
Canadian,
angle.
No?
No, he's not Canadian. I don't think he's. No,
so
he's
from
Texas.
You're gonna have an American, a Brit, and a Canadian debating on America.
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
America. No, it's perfect.
Yeah, we got the outside perspective.
You have everybody.
Yeah.
Listen,
the real far. You got America, the real far North America, basically, and you got the Brits. It's perfect.
I'll moderate with an American flag shirt.
We're gonna set this up. We're gonna set this up. Anyway.
Oh yes, to make it a threesome. You're right. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I misunderstood. Not Republican though. I come from Ron Paul's school of thought before psychopath.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Oh,
what would you call an organization that forces you to pay threat of gunpoint to exchange for safety? Oh, well,
yeah. I mean,
wrong.
And that's like, I'm a real fucking leftist, like I don't believe in taxes because I understand what taxes are. Like not a single goddamn penny of your taxes goes towards helping you at all. It's not a thing. Money's not real. It's not, like I could talk about this shit all day, but like
you gotta save it for the debate.
Exactly. Like I'm not a fucking dumb leftist. I understand what's going on. I just also think like, telling everybody that they should pull up their bootstraps and it's also not gonna work. Telling everyone that everything they do is okay and they should just be accepted for who they are and they should never change, not gonna work, and leftists are dumb for that. But also telling everyone that it's all their responsibility to be better also isn't gonna work. There's a middle ground in there, and that's like when we were talking about losing weight, it's like a lot of it is your responsibility, right. But you also need that support. Like you need, like having Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch. I can't even speak, but like
I know,
like having that support there is like, it's not crucial, but it fucking helps so much. It helps keep you going in those moments where like you're like, fuck this shit. Like
yeah. I get it. Like it's okay to having support. Here's the thing: if you're having support, championing somebody who's actually trying and showing that they're willing to try, that's fine. Where I have a problem is people who just literally don't want to try, just sit on their ass.
But that's
I know
when
people
the
like that.
Excuses come in, and that's when
I know people like that. My family that do that, and I'm just and they just get off on it. Like, you have to go to work 12 hours. I'm just sitting here collecting my state check. I'm like, but like, how are you? And they live a shit life. They're not happy. They say they think they are, but they're not happy. And I'm like, well, I might work my ass off.
Is that to be fair?
To be frank,
to be frank, sorry.
Hey, I'm not a socialist. I just believe in some socialist policies.
Leave it for the debate, Platoon. We'll talk about that. A future debate for the before, But no, listen,
there's never been bread lines in the United States. I haven't seen videos of that shit.
Only during the Depression.
No, there was some recently. I've seen helicopter footage of people waiting in food lines in the United States.
Vex is at a rave right now in Canada.
Damn.
Before she leaves, she wanted to go to one last rave.
Vex just showed up, you sexy fuckers.
I'm just picturing her. I'm picturing her.
Wait, Vex, hold on a second. Vex,
fucked up.
Wait, Vex, my eyes are unfocused too because I've had 6 Trulies tonight because I've had a fuck day.
What's a Truly?
Oh,
it's like,
hold on.
Shit. It tastes like hairspray. It tastes like fucking hairspray. It's shit.
Oh, what? It's tropical punch? That's dangerous.
No, it's keto. Listen, it's keto friendly.
Those sound dangerous. It's like,
I know,
like,
they
Did
are.
you ever drink
Look how
White
many she's
Claws?
had.
Shh! I've had 6 already. Don't
Yeah,
tell me.
Josh gets it. Oh, like, see, Vex goes, girl.
No, I can't fucking see straight. I've had 6 Trulies because Bagface is the fucking shit, and he's telling me
She's
stories.
screaming into the mic. Oh, yeah.
It's
anyway,
good.
Listen,
Okay, Vex. No, go enjoy yourself, Vex. You got to get
I
one
bet
last
Vex.
thing before you leave that country. She's going to a real fucking conservative
Hold on,
place.
I
She's
gotta
going
get rid of my cans.
She's going to
Yeah.
Florida, where her husband
Make
is.
sure you
That's gonna
recycle those. Yo, Florida's the fucking worst. Speaking of shit places.
Why do you hate Florida so much? Jesus Christ.
Yo, have you ever been to Jacksonville, Florida?
I've only been to
Nope.
Miami. I've only been to Miami.
I've never been
Miami's
to
okay.
Florida.
Oh my god, like the shittiest shithole I've ever been to in my life, dude. Like, I and like right across the fucking river. What was it, North Carolina or Georgia? One of the two. I can't remember.
I think
South
it's
Carolina.
Georgia.
Is it Georgia?
They're all fucking bordering each other. I don't know.
So beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Then we crossed the river, and I was like, "We're in hell now. What the fuck?"
What up, Classy Cage? Rage Cage. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, Florida's unique. I know it's a lot of people either love it or hate it. She likes it, but I don't know,
South
man.
Florida is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, South Florida's cool. I
Hot
have
as
people.
fuck though.
I
Man.
had
The
people
humidity.
who. Yeah, that's the thing. I had people who I knew that lived here for a long time move there and came back within a year because they were like,
Yeah.
"You thought Arizona was hot." They're like, "It's like that,"
no.
and it's like this all year long. That's the problem. Like, there's no break,
Yeah.
and the humidity. And I was like, "Yeah, everybody hates humidity." Fucking
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I remember, I don't know. You like it feels like you can't breathe levels of humidity.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
We don't.
That
get that here.
explains why everyone's so pissed off there all the time, though. It's like, fuck,
It's
man,
hot.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
110
constant.
is your cold season. I'd be pissed off too.
110. Okay, there's the difference. Like, and I have my uncle. He lives in Houston, so he.
Oh, Cassie's here. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to
Cassie.
pee.
So like he was calling me during the holidays, November through December, and he's like, "Yeah, it's hot." I go, "What do you mean hot?" He goes, "It's like 70 degrees, but the humidity's in the 80s." And I was like, "Oh god!" Like for the holidays,
just sticky.
that's like. And he's like, "I got the air conditioning on in fucking November." I was like, "Yeah, I can't do that."
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
What is it? Wait, what is he saying? Cleveland, Ohio exists, bro. That's the city's economy is entirely based on was entirely based on the
Cleveland, Ohio is pretty fucking nice, dude. I've been to Cleveland.
Yeah,
Cleveland's
they-
a pretty fucking city.
They built it up when, I mean, I know. What do they call Cleveland? It's called the Mistake by the Lake. That's the nickname for Cleveland.
Yo, that's good.
Always good seeing you, Classic Cage. I hope Cannoli is enjoying his. Okay. I was telling Bagface before the show, I love my new TV. It's got all the newest gaming features. It's fucking beautiful. One of the HDMI ports is busted, and now I got to fucking call it the company and have them replace the fucking thing.
Fucking the
Pisses
worst.
me off because it's just extra work for me. But that's what warranties are for. But yeah, I was playing with it last night with my kid. I was like, I'm plugging in my PS5. It's not working. Troubleshooting, and then I go online and see that there's a fucking problem with the TV. Like, God.
Where?
Parts of Cleveland are nice. Most of it is run by unfortunately. If you think Jacksonville's bad, you should go to Jacksonville, Texas.
To be fair, the only places I went in Texas, I went to Austin. And Austin was the fucking shit. There's a ton of vegan food there that was they had vegan barbecue there, which was insane. It was
Wait,
so
what did
good.
you just say?
They have
Austin.
vegan barbecue in Texas.
Vegan barbecue?
Yeah, it's so good.
Sign me the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, for
Who
real.
the fuck eats vegan barbecue?
Shut your mouth.
Wait.
Vegans, dude.
Yeah, I know. You're all sick people. But
Listen, shut up, Cannoli.
okay, anyway, I'll give you a pass.
I'm a vegetarian. I don't need to be vegan. However, vegan, that would be really yummy because then you can have barbecue
Wait,
without.
what are you like? Okay, so it's like vegan chicken. What the fuck?
No,
like,
so it's yeah.
What does it taste like though?
It tastes like chicken. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's not as good. I'll admit.
Obviously,
yeah. But like once I like, I don't know. I've been vegan for a long time. I did it for a girl. Don't judge me. But like,
no,
I'm not judging you.
it's once you like realize it also keeps me from eating a lot of fast food and eating out a lot, which is it's a nice boundary to put on myself.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
First of
What is
all,
it?
Cannoli's full of shit because I
No,
feed
no.
him vegetarian stuff, and he's fine with it. Sometimes.
It's because I'm a fat kid. And I just like food, but like I'll eat anything. It doesn't mean I enjoy. Every city is an absolute hellscape for me.
Hold on a
Andrew
second.
said. The only
Josh.
city wait, Traverse City, Michigan, Mackinac Island. Okay.
What do you want me to tell? What?
No, I read it already. Listen, go have some more Trulies.
I've already had 6. Thank you for asking.
That's a lie. I'm not vegan. I'm almost never eat as yeah. Food is oh god. We could debate fucking food too. There's so much to talk about there because I will say though,
vegan food is for rabbits or the birds. Fuck vegan food. It's okay. It's you know what? I'm not vegan. I like cheese and eggs and butter. I just don't like to kill an animal.
Wait, so Backface, you're pure vegan?
I'm pure vegan, baby. No,
okay, so what is
cheese.
a pure vegan? What do you? No cheese, like
no cheese, no butter, no milk, no eggs, no meat.
Jesus Christ!
But wait. In Bagface's defense, they make very good supplement. They make very good. What is the replacements?
Yeah, like
the supplemental thing.
It's so easy now, man. Like I could go get cheese slices. I've learned how to make my own cheese, which is dope, and it's pretty fucking good.
That is eating well, Andrew.
Can I ask you, how do you feel about Impossible Nuggets in the air fryer?
Oh, I literally just ate them before I came on. That's funny. I just tossed them in my air
fryer. I ate them last night. Aren't they delicious?
Good. So good.
So do you not crave?
Oh yeah, I got leather. Don't worry.
Do you not crave certain foods?
No, because there isn't a fucking thing I can't find anymore.
Nope, he's right. He's right.
Okay.
Wait, let me ask you though, what is the best cheese for vegans? Because I haven't become a vegan because of the cheese problem.
There's like there's a few different brands. I don't know what you got in the States though. You got to kind of like
that's the problem.
Yeah. But like making it, you can make cashew cheese. That shit's really easy to make.
You really do make that shit?
Yeah, I make my own cheese, and it's so good. And
all right, DM me a video. Also, I want a fucking video of you making your own cheese.
The thing that's good about it, especially when you're trying to watch what you eat and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's nice to make your own stuff because you know like exactly what's in it. You know like how much fucking salt's in it. I know how much fat I'm gonna intake. You know what I mean? Like
you know what you're gonna eat. Yeah.
It's easy to.
I'm disappointed in the lack of bags on faces. Shut up, Filipino meatball.
Well,
this is my moneymaker. I can't leave it in a bag.
That's all right. That's my co-host on.
Mike has bad knees. I spent time growing up on a farm. Trust me, there are animals dying during the harvest of vegetables. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hold on a second, Joker. Listen. We can still be friends because we love the Spice Girls. It doesn't matter.
I'm reevaluating my marriage as we speak.
I've been a vegetarian for friggin' 16 years. Shut your mouth.
Like Andrew, of course, this motherfucker makes his own cheese.
No, for sure.
Wait.
I really want to know how to make cheese. I really do.
To make cheese when you're fucking editing people's videos all the time now.
It takes like 10 minutes. It's super fucking easy. But also,
wait, do you have to use like a cheesecloth and stuff to drain the liquid and shit?
Hell no. No,
really?
It's even easier than that. Oh yeah, it's super easy.
Okay,
I can do it with like flour and shit. I make like my own cheese sauce. It's just like milk and flour and a couple other things. But I'm not vegan for the animals. Also, like I'm not a person who's like.
Why are you vegan? Tell me.
Because because fuck you just don't shower. I make cheese every time I fuck your bitch, Platoon.
Wow, that's not going to be part of the debate. Jesus.
No, I just like how it makes me feel. It's like losing weight. It's like once you lose weight, you realize like how much better you feel. You feel like your brain feels cleaner. And like once I switched from, especially the biggest thing wasn't even milk or wasn't even meat. It was milk. Like once I stopped drinking milk products, I was like,
I don't drink milk. I do. Better. I've always done coconut milk or almond milk. And let me tell you something, Joker voice. Do I look like I'm dying from starvation? Whoa. I'm fine. I'm fine. Vegetarian. You can be a vegetarian. Let me tell you what. Chips.
There you go.
Chips are not chips and fatty shit aren't always vegan and vegetarian. You can still eat a fucking Dorito and be fine.
Yeah,
fast food is dangerous, Esther. Yes, fast food is easy to eat. It's addictive on purpose. Yeah. A lot of sugar. They sneak sugar into a lot of shit with fast
almond
food.
Juice. No, but I really do. Like, we don't keep milk in this house just because.
I thought you said something else.
Coconuts don't make milk. No, Mrs. Sassy. Listen, don't tell anyone.
She is drunk as fuck. Yeah.
I had a hard day, so I drank too much. Listen.
No, you earned it.
Milk and almond milk is very good, and I use it in Cannoli's iced coffee, and he likes coconut milk, right?
Luke Skywalker.
It's not bad. It's actually not bad.
Well, and okay, like honestly, I don't know if any of you have know. It's like one of those things where like if you stop drinking milk, it's like if you don't eat pork for a while. I know like
Right.
a lot of like people do this sometimes. Like if you don't eat pork for a while and you go back to eating pork, it makes you really fucking sick, and you kind of realize like maybe I'm not supposed to eat pork. Like I'm sure I could go back and eat a steak and I wouldn't get sick. But if I drank a cup of milk, I'll feel like fucking shit.
Bagface, can you answer
yeah.
this question? Andrew doesn't know how to milk an almond.
Oh yeah,
Squeeze the nipple.
You
Squeeze the nipple
soak 'em.
real hard. Yeah.
You soak them and then you press them, and then you take a cheese thing and you
Take
take
a cheese thing.
a
You
cheese
don't
cloth.
shut. Wow. There you go.
Yeah, but y'all are drinking like baby cow juice.
Oh.
Like, come on. Why are you defending drinking? I didn't even know there was people out here defending drinking milk still. Milk
Wait,
is fucking
Bagface,
weird.
tell me why you're a vegan again, because you feel better about it, not because of the animals, right?
I feel better. And then my original reason, which I still believe, which is like it's a dumb fucking random
milk's weird.
stat.
No,
but, like,
try me. Try me.
If you
try me.
took just the amount of, it takes a lot. It's very, very energy and crop intensive to grow cows. And like, and like not chicken or fish, but like cows specifically, the amount of cows that America eats, if you took all the wheat and like all the produce that you take to basically make enough cows to feed America, the amount of cows that America eats in a year, you could feed the entire world with that amount of wheat and crop 3 times over every year. I was like, damn, that's a lot. And always people always like,
Bagface, you know what
oh,
I'm hearing you say?
yeah.
I love the animals. It's okay.
No, I love people. I
likes people.
I like people. I like animals, and I'm not.
I don't
I'm not
like
afraid of
people. I like
fashion
animals better.
I love
Animals are
animals, and I love them with barbecue.
Let me
it's
ask you a
also-
question. Let me
yeah.
ask you a question. Has your cat ever let you down?
Oh no,
exactly.
never.
Thank you.
It's also cool, like when you're driving through the country and you see a cow, and you're like, "What's up, friend?"
Yeah.
That feels good. You're like, I don't
See,
need you.
and I'm going to tell you what started me on being a vegetarian. I was 6 months pregnant and I was getting ready for work, and there was a news story, and it was like talking about how cows were being like transferred from one point to the other, and they were freezing. Their feet were freezing on the bottom of the trailer that they were going in, and they were painful. And I don't know what happened to me, but being pregnant does. Cats are not assholes, Joker. Stop it.
Cats are assholes to people who are assholes.
There you go.
Wow.
But anyway, something hit me when I was 6 months pregnant, and I've been a vegetarian ever since. So I don't know what to tell you. I love animals, and I would do I don't know. I just can't eat animals. I don't know. I never thought in a million years I'd be a vegetarian. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I have been for 16 years.
Oh, that's so good. That's such a long time.
Well, I was 6 months pregnant. My daughter's 15 and a half. And so I've been a vegetarian. I did eat turkey and chicken because I could care less about those stupid fucks. And then something happened where I was like, oh, I think I like turkeys and chickens. But I am the one that makes the turkey for Thanksgiving dinner for the family. And I'm the vegetarian.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not a pussy where like,
Nope.
I still have leather boots because I live in fucking Canada.
It's
like
fine.
one of my jobs on Warped Tour was like they'd bring in these gigantic, like huge industrial sized boxes of raw meat. And I'd have to like cut open like vacuum sealed packs and pull meat apart for like hours a day. And I did that shit. Like I'm not against anything, but also like I can't remember what comment it was, but it was like
really?
Being against like my wife tried to go vegetarian, but it's honestly it's not for everybody, and I also understand that. I'm not a person who's like everyone should be vegan, even though I
don't think so either. Let me tell you something. My husband and daughter both eat meat, and I'm not. Listen, it's
I don't eat red meat because red meat tried to kill me, so I stay away.
No, but I don't mind eating chicken.
Red meat was causing massive inflammation in my body, and it almost fucking killed me. So
because it does for everyone though. That's like a side effect of eating red meat. Yeah.
And I was eating a lot of it because I was a fat kid, so like it wasn't very healthy for me.
Literally, how I lost weight was pretty much only.
Oh wait, hold on. I got something from Josh here. Hold on. Hold on. Something from. Can I find this? Okay, I got it. Honey.
Oh God, what did I do?
You're getting popular, honey. You're getting very popular.
Oh God. Oh shit!
Wait,
what I
so
do?
you're pure vegan?
I'm pure vegan, baby. No,
Okay, so
No
what is a pure
cheese.
vegan? What do you? No cheese, like
no
what?
cheese,
Ooh,
no
I
butter,
love
no
you.
milk, no
You don't-
eggs,
and you don't-
no meat.
Jesus Christ!
But wait,
Yeah, I
wait,
know.
wait! In Bagface's defense, they
What's his
make
name?
very good
Bagfifis?
supplement. They make
Wait,
Pure vegan.
Bagfifis.
Perfect.
Thanks, Josh, for that. You're a beautiful man. That was
That'll be the
great.
one we put out on Twitter for how well this went.
Yeah, and it's on Twitter.
Let's
I just
go.
retweeted
Thank
it.
you, Josh, so much. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, so with food, it's, but I will say though, I've learned to not rely on food anymore. Like there's times where I just forget that I have to eat because I'm just like with keto, especially, you don't get hungry ever. It's really
Bye, Joker.
you just have to tell yourself, oh, it's breakfast, I got to eat. And I do fasting. I do the fasting,
Intermittent.
16-8. So like and it's good for me because I have to stop at a certain time in the night, and then I have to tell myself, okay, I'm done eating this much food now. Tomorrow morning I'll redo it, and because I used to binge eat at night a lot.
Oh yeah, I still do that shit. I'm bad for it.
It's hard not to, man. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh, Josh, you're a beautiful man. Jeez,
No,
where'd
but
she go now?
I was gonna say, I think it was Jericho. It's like,
yeah,
factory
Chickens.
farming is like kind of fucked, and that's another reason I stay vegan. It's like,
Yes,
I'm
it
honestly
is.
not against people eating meat, but like the way the meat industry exists is like not good. And I'm always like, I'm a weirdly spiritual person. I don't really talk about it that much, but I believe in
Joker.
like, weird shit. Like if you eat a bunch of sad things that have been imprisoned their whole
you'll
life,
be sad.
you're gonna be as sad and easier
Like
to
the
imprison.
energy will come to you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Yo,
Yeah.
Joker, it was great meeting you too.
See
I
you,
always see you
Joker.
in the chat. So like, or
Hey,
not even
Joker.
this chat, in the Twitter one.
He's my spice it up. We love Spice Girls together, so it's
Oh,
our
Jesus
our
Spice
guilty
up your
pleasure.
life.
Yep,
Spice up
spice up
your
your
life.
So
Wait.
I think
Wait. Bagface, do you know the Spice Girls?
of course I know the Spice Girls.
I love you.
Come on, I was born in the 90s.
I was gonna say like he's not.
So
he's
when I
not-
went to Vegas and we went to his bar, he played Spice Girls for us. So
That's dope.
sometimes I feel like we're the only ones who like Spice Girls. So anyway,
people are all nuts. That's why I love you guys anyway.
your daughter won't get me a 7th. Truly, what's wrong with her?
because you've had 6 and that's enough. I got to deal with you now after this. Nobody else.
Oh
People are
please, I'm almost
What's-
done. I need a 7th one.
Does Andrew know what a Spice Girl is? Like he's really young, so like does he even remember? Like,
How dare you, Andrew?
well, I don't know if he's saying what the Spice Girls or like what. Okay. No.
Oh wait,
Okay,
is that a
okay, good.
vegan vape?
Yes, it is. It's vegetable glycerin. Thank you.
Wait a
very
minute.
much.
Wait a minute.
Vegetable
wait,
glycerin.
That's what all vape juice is made out of. It's
I was
vegetable.
gonna say, there's
Yeah.
no gelatin in vape juice, is there?
No.
Let me tell you what you don't realize as a vegetarian or a vegan. The amount of gelatin that's in shit is alarming. You do
I
not
can't eat like any
realize.
candy anymore. It's really annoying.
Yep, nothing.
Mm.
Nothing. You
But
can't
it's
eat
weird
any
too
candy.
because the best candies don't have gelatin in them.
That's
Which
true.
it always blows my mind because when I like sometimes I'll bite something and I'll just be like, "There's gelatin in this," because I'm like, "This fucking
You can just
sucks."
tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, no, it's not that bad out
Yeah.
here, guys. Being vegan's not that bad. Trust me, it's okay. Bitches love it.
I'll take your word for
Wow,
it.
you're vegan? That's crazy. And
It's in my
it's
fridge.
it's a nice like in the same way losing weight, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
mental exercise. It's kind of a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
mental exercise to be like, I can control this part of myself. You know what I mean? Like even if it's of no use to me at all, if it didn't even make me feel better, it's kind of nice to be like, I cannot do this because I choose not to.
Because you choose.
Do you
willpower
realize
to-
that there is gelatin in certain gum?
Oh yeah, I don't chew gum anymore either. Yeah,
Well, you can choose certain gums. It's fine.
yeah, I ain't
Don't look at her, cannoli. She's getting me another Truly.
Jesus Christ.
I told you I had a really hard day. I don't know what to tell you. What is it? The girls who like vegans are very unappealing to me.
Okay,
Listen,
they're also
listen.
the craziest ones are the funnest ones. Okay, Mike.
That's what I hear.
Yep, can confirm.
listen, cannoli. Have I let you down in the crazy department being vegan?
No, no, God, no.
There
Plenty
you
of
go.
crazy.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take this one.
She's like, I'll take the shit. Truly, the one that tastes. They all taste like hairspray.
Let me tell you
something.
something. I think I drank a 24-pack this week. It's been a really rough one.
It's been one of those weeks.
It's summertime. That's okay.
Yeah, it's hot here all the time, so you got to cool off.
Yeah, exactly.
getting drunk is not, and you're spilling it on the carpet. That's awesome.
Oh,
Don't spill it on my
actually-
computer.
Hold on. This reminds me. I was going to say this
Yeah,
at
go
the
ahead.
start. It's
Yeah.
episode 11.
Yeah.
You said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was born at 11/11 on the 22nd.
That's fucking weird, man.
Isn't that fucking weird? I
That
know.
is fucking
That is
weird.
really weird.
You know what that tells me? It tells me that the universe put us together on this date for a reason. buddy.
Exactly. This
Wait,
was
wait,
all
wait,
meant
wait,
to
wait,
be.
wait, wait,
It was
wait,
meant.
wait,
It was
wait.
meant to be. What?
Wait, what is Andrew saying?
You're slurring your words. That's what he's asking. Like, that's what he's saying. You sound like you are part Irish, so this is not.
So, Andrew,
abnormal.
what did you need me to clarify for you? Because listen, I've had a really hard day. And
Josh.
What did
I get you, buddy.
The crazy
listen,
thing, like,
it sometimes happens, and it doesn't happen on the truly the female perspective because Vex texts Cannoli in the background and tells him to feed me.
That is
But
true.
I've had
She did. She got really drunk one night, and I made her vegetarian hot dogs and gave them to her on stream, and she was better. See?
nice. I still can't eat vegetarian. Like I didn't eat hot
Oh,
dogs
it's
when I
so
ate
bad.
meat.
Yes,
That
Andrew.
shit just fucks my brain.
She does need to
Listen.
go to bed.
no, I'm fine. Listen, there's a really good brand of hot dogs out here. Do you guys don't have Morningstar up where you're at?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, their hot dogs aren't bad, but then there was a fresh
yes, they are.
hot. How would
They're
you
bad.
know, Dick?
They're fucking bad.
You've never had them.
Whatever you've given me to sample, they are disgusting.
Wait,
Platoon,
wait,
that
wait,
would be
wait,
better.
wait. Let me answer this, sir, Mr. Platoon.
Yes, Platoon. Thank you. It tastes worse than that, actually.
Yeah, that would be
Excuse-
better.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Hold, please.
Okay.
It's not a carrot in a bun.
Yes,
It's a soy manufactured.
soy.
it's-
Man, it's not even it's white. When you cook it, it turns white.
It just
Racist. It's a racist. Vegetarian
Wait a
hot dogs are
minute.
racist.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A vegetarian hot dog is a nice consolation for a regular hot dog.
Yeah, if you say
Regular
so.
hot dogs are fucking gross too. I don't know
They're-
why
they
we're
do you know
taste
what
so
they are?
good.
Listen,
Ah.
listen.
Pig
Regular
dicks.
hot dogs are
Thank
pig
you, Platoon.
asshole.
Good.
I know. Because
Pig's assholes are amazing.
Wait a minute. Platoon is not a soy boy, so that's why.
I'm
I
a
mean,
literal
I'm-
soy boy.
I'll eat fucking beans and toast 100 times over before a soy hot dog.
No, I've never microwaved a carrot. Get the fuck. Wait a minute. No, but wait.
Oh
have
wait,
I?
you're saying you have Idra. Oh, what happens when you microwave a carrot? What happens to a
I've
carrot?
had microwaved carrots before.
Yeah,
to,
what
like,
do you
Wait. They just get soft, and you put brown sugar on them.
Thank you.
Soy is
Josh.
very bad for your hormones. You're right.
It is. It's awful.
Listen,
That's why-
listen. Men should not eat soy, and
Lot
neither
worse.
should women. So if I die at 55, it's because I was a vegetarian. I'm sorry.
It's easy to stay away from soy too. I eat like barely any soy products.
Wait a minute.
Go
How?
ahead.
How?
I just eat a lot of like raw things. Also, Beyond Meat isn't soy based.
Oh, it's not. I like Beyond Meat.
Yeah. So none of that.
Wait. Is that our chicken nuggets I talked about?
Yeah, no, those aren't soy.
Impossible. Yeah.
Impossible is no soy?
No soy. Those are pea protein. Yeah.
Okay.
She's so fucking
Okay,
drunk. This is so
okay.
funny.
And okay.
So-
All right,
So
good.
good. Holy shit. Not Nathan. No, Nathan's is fucking fantastic.
You know what? And my husband and my daughter like beef hot dogs, and it's fine. It's a personal
Oh, so do
choice.
you. I mean, wait, what?
Oh,
You like beef hot dogs? Just saying.
Cannoli.
Cannoli
Stop
dog.
it.
Cannoli dogs, full of cream, and okay. Anyway, hard shell. Anyway, all right, we hit the 3-hour mark. I think we've had enough insanity.
I'm not done yet.
No, you're done. I'm cutting you off, lady.
I will go vegan when
I will
Beyond
come
Nuggets
back
tastes
on.
like they do.
Oh,
You
of
have to
course.
make them in the air fryer, Andrew.
So
Trust me.
we gotta have Bagface back on, and also we gotta do this debate now. Apparently,
Bagface
You've set
is my
us up
new
for.
friend. I love Bagface.
I'm always on your streams too. I love your
I
streams.
was gonna say
I
he's
know.
on he's on our Monday streams.
I love
and-
Bagface. He's a good dude. And listen,
Yeah,
don't
for
cancel
Canadians, not for-
Bagface. It was fucking bullshit.
This is
I mean,
sexy as
You can
fuck.
cancel me because I ended up here with you guys, and
But
I would
see, that's-
just be
okay,
off
there you
with some
go.
assholes. So
There's always a silver lining in the end. I
Exactly.
completely agree with
Andrew, I'm done like your mustache is done.
good night, Cajun.
you. Wow.
Oh, bye,
Um,
Cajun.
Okay, Backface. Besides editing for 18 hours a day, what else do you have coming up? Let the people know where they can find you, sir.
Ooh, I am working on a video right now. So
For sure.
I don't know if you guys, this is some weird internet shit, but I don't know if you know who Lil Tay is.
I know who
But
it is.
okay, so there was some drama, and everyone said that she was dead, and then she came out and
Oh,
said she wasn't
yes,
dead.
it was that
Yeah,
rapper,
yeah.
that young rapper that
Little
somebody
girl,
hacked
yeah.
her Instagram.
Yeah. So like, it kind of sent me down this rabbit hole of investigating people that have faked their own deaths.
Interesting.
So I'm putting together a video that is kind of like just a big talk about how a lot of people have failed at it really bad, and it's really, really funny. And there's some people who didn't. Like I found this dude who faked his death and then became a spy in World War II and helped end World War II and shit.
Oh my
So,
God.
I know. It's super interesting.
Wow.
And I've just gone down this guy that faked his own death and then showed up in a helicopter at his own funeral and like did
That's
it for
You know
badass.
who
TikTok.
else faked their own death? Do you know who Olivia Newton-John is?
Did she fake her own death?
We don't talk
No.
about that. We won't talk
No,
about that.
she didn't
He's
fake her
real
own death,
dead.
but her boyfriend faked his own death.
Oh, that's
Wait,
crazy.
What the fuck are you did you Oh my God.
It was cool as fuck.
the fuck, Andrew. We gotta talk, man.
The person that shall not be named by Platoon is real dead
Yeah.
because Hillary Clinton did that shit. And
Yeah,
I'll
there
stand
was
by
there
that
were
for fucking
Clinton.
ever.
They were Clinton. Yeah. I agree.
But that's what I got
Okay.
coming up. I'm talking about I went down a deep rabbit hole, and that's what I want to talk about. So
Good.
that'll be
See,
ready
this is what I like about what you said on your video. You're gonna talk about shit you want to talk about. So
yes.
You know what though?
like
I
it.
need to
I
ask
like it.
Bagface, how the hell am I supposed to do a sassy stream and talk about positive things? I really took something from his stream too, and I really wanted to be more positive.
Well,
but
there's a difference between being passionate about something because you're a woman and they're racing women,
Okay.
and having it, and then talking like that's something. If you're passionate about it, you're not really chasing an algorithm. You're just talking about.
I'll send you a
subjects.
good video. I don't know if you know who Shoe on Head is, but
no.
it's this YouTuber who she's a leftist like me, but she did an entire video about how the world is fucking men over, and it's very inspiring.
Okay.
So I'll send you that
There you
video,
go.
and you
There
can
you go.
talk about it, and
Yeah.
I think you'll get some cool things from it. And you could talk about some
Okay.
positive things.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh wait, Wine and Descent is catching up from 2 hours behind. Just said KS is beautiful, and I had to come back to call him absolutely insane. I have driven from Kansas. Well,
Oh.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
beauty of it, though. There's nothing there. That's why I love it. Just driving
Nice.
through, it's like, wow.
With
open
love and
space.
respect, though, she says. Hey, there you go. See, you can have
What?
different.
Platoon, we
opinions.
agree.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And on the
So
high
there you
note.
go. When you get the recommendations from these two, you got to go check it out. Let's send it over, and we can have her talk about it on the sassy.
I
stream,
like her.
whatever.
Everybody should go check out Wine and Descent. She's a very
she's
new
cool.
channel, and
She's
she's really
Yeah,
cool. I
I'll
watched
check
her
it out.
Barbie review.
Good movie
And-
reviews. She's very, very
Yeah.
unique, and it's different. I like it.
Yeah, I like her.
I do
She's
like
good.
it. All right, so he's going to be making a video, and I'm sure you're editing some other videos for.
Yeah,
Silicon
I don't know if
Platoon.
I'm allowed to say what they are, but
You don't
Cynic's
have to
got
tell me.
some
to
awesome
tell me.
things coming up, which I'm going to be editing. I don't know if Platoon will ever hire me again because I'm a pretty expensive bitch, but
Well, because
maybe I'll
his
do some
fucking
Platoon
videos
shit.
are as long as fucking Oppenheimer.
He'll hire you again.
Why?
He doesn't want to edit his own shit.
It is nice. It's nice, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Didn't he break his computer? Platoon anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
He had a
He's
new
probably
computer
back
and
on that laptop. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he fucking broke. Jesus Christ. Fucking Brits, man. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we're gonna have to have you guys back on for a debate in the near future.
Looking forward to it.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Wait, he
Been a
just
while
said
since I've
something.
crushed
There
some
you go.
Brits.
Longer than
Oppenheimer.
Well, it is 3 hours. I mean, just no, it's not a bad thing, Platoon. You put out good stuff. Just saying. Mrs. Sassy's drunk, but like, what do you got coming up there, lady?
Listen,
Listen.
I don't know. I'm supposed to fucking stream on Sunday for Mrs. Sassy Sunday stream. I haven't done a thumbnail yet. Vex is raving right now, and she's my thumbnail person, so I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I've had a hard day. I'm 7 Trulies in. But
things happen.
you never know what I could put
Thanks,
out.
Dempsey.
I might be here on Sunday. I probably should.
Why is Andrew asking you on my stream if you guys are streaming on Sunday?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Do you guys want to settle up your business here?
Yeah. Do you want to? But yeah, you guys do. You do stream on Sunday nights, right?
Yeah.
And I
oh,
try
yeah.
to check in.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
We do stream on
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah.
I forgot. No, I didn't forget. So I'm also like this. I'm trying not to creep in on anybody's stream stuff, but
No, you're
I'm gonna be streaming a lot. starting next week, like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And
now, what time of day is this going to be? Because I'll probably be at work, but I'll make sure I check in.
Probably from like 3 p.m. to like 9 or 6 or whenever. I'm going to go for very, very long periods of time. So,
and what are you going to talk about?
Weird shit. I'm gonna go through like
okay.
TikToks, and we'll go through trailers that are coming out and all the good stuff.
If you do that, then they'll have shit to listen to during my work day. So that would be
fun.
Me too. Oh, good night, Jacob. Thank you for hanging in there. I know it's been 3 hours.
Gaming.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you.
That's good. It's good. Gaming.
Oh, you're talking about gaming shit too?
Only if Andrew games with me, I'll game.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so
what do you got coming up, Cannoli?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Monday on the MMM, we have actually Movie Cynics coming on with Josh and Rev Roma. We're actually talking about the Batman. Oh. Cynic's gonna go hard in the paint for that one because that's one of his favorite movies. So
I'll be there for that.
Yeah, and then let's see. I think that's it for this. The next guest on this show is in 2 weeks, and it's going to be Jay from Desolate Souls.
Oh wait, hold on a second. So before you guys go,
what penis time? Oh, penis typed.
I haven't played Baldur's Gate since Baldur's Gate 2. But I've heard that 3 is really, really good. So
I like penis. Is that all I'm supposed to say? I like penis.
Baldur's Gate 3 is like did you hear they said it's actually doing so much better than they expected that it's insane.
Platoon, I'll play with you if you play. I just want friends.
You gonna play tummy sticks?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it, but I like dick too. I'm bi, so
Listen, cool. We'll all share a dick and have a good time. I'll come
there you
too.
Go.
I will defend Cynic. My boy did nothing wrong.
You know what? I kind of like the movie too. So most of the people on the panel don't.
I'm going to go for a really long time. 6 minutes. Oh wait, we're all talking about something else. Never mind.
That's me.
I'll buy the game.
I'll buy the game. I don't give a fuck.
Just hit me up. Maybe I'll join you guys.
Hell yeah, we can get a little crew.
We can play with our penises on.
What did he say? Beast up gaming.
Let's go. I'm gonna go buy it right now, Platoon. I'm gonna harass the shit out of you so you play.
Jesus Christ! I could just see Platoon there with his beans and toast in his lap.
Listen, I would like beans and toast. Never shit on beans and toast. But
what penis type should I put in here?
Wait a minute. I need to know what kind of beans, though. Is there a specific bean?
I don't know. What? Just regular beans.
There's a lot of beans in America.
Well, I feel like not in America.
I feel like the UK has one kind of beans. I feel like it's just like a
generic bean.
Yeah, just beans.
Well, here in the States, we have a vegetarian baked bean.
Baked beans.
He doesn't even know what kind of beans it is. It's just Heinz.
Yeah. Oh, Heinz. Yeah, that's what it's in a can.
I think Heinz has a vegetarian bean. Okay.
No, we're not eating vegetarian. It's like eating wax. No,
shut up.
Vegetarian
Shut your mouth, Platoon. I will eat beans and toast for you. I got you, babe.
We're all gonna go hang and just see what Platoon eats like for a week. We'll
is there a game? Is there? We gotta. Yeah. Okay. So now we gotta fucking play Baldur's Gate and grow penis and do penis. Oh, Jesus.
Wait, is that? Wait. Is that the one where the lady has sex with the bear?
I think that's the one that got. No. I think that was made up. That was made up.
Wait. They're not made of meat. What's a meat bean? I don't know. Okay, let me tell you.
Oh,
so here in the States, Heinz Beans makes it with a pork. What's it called?
It's cannoli. Oh God, I don't know.
Like a pork fat.
It's flavored. It gives it flavor.
It's flavored. So they have vegetarian beans here, which Heinz makes. It's the bear.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It was a lot of controversy.
So here's the thing. I was going to talk about this on my show, and Cannoli's like, "Yeah, that was a fan edit. Don't try."
Well, that's what I heard. It was a fan. It wasn't real. So.
But yes, Heinz has vegetarian.
Supposedly, it was made up.
So here's what I'm going to do. I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy vegetarian beans, and I'm going to put it on my keto toast. and I'm gonna
stream it. Eat it on your stream. This is for you, Platoon.
Oh, I could eat it on Sunday. I could eat. Well, Platoon never tunes into
wait. That was a real video. That's actually part of the game. Then
I think it's
Shut
a cutscene.
the fuck up. Are you serious?
Okay, I swear to God, I thought I read it. Okay, I believe you because that's fine.
Cannoli. I could have gone viral with my video, and you fucking told me it was fake.
Nobody in this house is going fucking viral. Are you kidding?
God damn it, Cannoli.
So yeah, come by Monday for MMM. You see Movie Cynic defend his movie because there'll be a lot of people on the panel not defending that movie. So.
And I might be on Sunday for
Mrs.
You don't
Sassy. Get it, okay, you guys just don't get it.
We don't get it. Well, Martian Manhunter was going to explain it all to us.
Listen.
4 movies later.
Snyderverse.
Read the comics. Yeah. Read the comics.
No, but you choose
whether you're on top. Oh.
Why do I get the feeling Platoon? Never mind. I'm not going to say which one you picked because that would be mean. But
I'd like to be. I'll be on the top.
We'll just assume.
Wait. I'll be on the top. There's nothing wrong with that.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it's time to go. Anyway, yes, you could definitely check us out.
Andrew wants to be the bear.
You could be the bear. With that mustache, it's all good. Yeah, Bagface's information is in the description in the video, so please check it out. Awesome fucking conversation.
Did you put my description in the chat?
Yes. This is exactly what I love to do on these shows. Get away from all the bullshit and talk to people, get to know them, and now we know that vegans might be gay, but we still accept them anyway.
Listen,
I don't know what came first, the gay or the vegan, but...
the gay or the fucking vegan.
Leave Bagface and I alone.
Okay. We're going to say goodnight, people. Somebody's drunk and has to go to bed. We love you. We will see you next time.
See you guys soon.
See you. Bye.